every day is a Sabbath day because we always delight in the Lord for the purpose of looking forward to the kingdom of God. And so at this particular moment, I will be able to greet you. God is good. And all the time. Let me read you once again so that I can be able to get the warmth. God is good. And all the time. How many people are happy today? Well, we thank God so much, and I thank God so much for you. And I thank God that you've got an opportunity to be able to arrive so that you can be able to listen to me. And I believe that after this round, and number two, your participation is going to also encourage you that you are with me. Hallelujah. Yeah. So I will request your participation. So that would mean, how do you participate when we are actually undertaking this duty? You participate by asking questions. You can also participate by interrupting me. You can participate by saying amen. You can participate by either nodding your head. You know, that is also part of participation. So that at the end of the day, we can be able to learn. I will do 1 hour. Then we will take a short break. Then we will come back and proceed. I deliberately decided not to carry my slides. Because what I've realized in slides is that many people would want to concentrate in reading what is in the slide as opposed to listening and having heart-to-heart talk. And so, we are going to have a heart-to-heart talk minus the slides. Sawa? Is that okay? Correct. If you carry your notebook, I wouldn't refuse that you write, because sometimes the points that I'm going to say here would be worth noting so that you can be able to review. What I'm very sure is that you will hardly get time to review them. That's what I'm very sure. You have written so many notes in church, but bet me right, you've not been able to go back and start going through the notes that you wrote, just with the precision that you wrote them. So even as you're going to write, listen fast, listen with reasoning, listen with intention to understand, listen with the intention to utilize the information, and then at the end of the day, even if you note down, you will be noting that what you already understood. I wouldn't want to go a long way. My introduction is already done. But I would say that I run a business consultancy. My business name is called Ecovest Consultants Limited. We are finance consultants. We are also tax consultants. Apart from the finance and tax consultancy, I'm in real estate. I run a business that is doing the buying and selling of lands and also management of the properties. So I get properties that have been built and I collect rent from them. I also manage facilities. I get the facilities that have been put up like a hospital or like an industry, and then we give the owners of the facility an opportunity to concentrate in their core duties so that we can be able to manage all the aspects of the building, starting from the cleanliness, going by all the repairs, going by all the aspects of managing that facility to be good in a condition that can enable the business to run. So those are two major businesses we do. I was also owning a digital lending company. We were the first 10 that were approved by the Central Bank of Kenya. My company was called Natal Tech Limited. So if you go to the Central Bank website, you'll be able to see Natal Tech Limited. But I decided to sell out that company for two reasons. One, it was very stressful. Very stressful. Every time and again, you are always following up people and making them to pay. Two, it was attracting a lot of very bad, it was attracting negativity from the surrounding, whereby everybody is just thinking that you are having a lot of money, so they are looking for a chance to extort that money from you. So every now and again you get a letter from the data protection. Oh, you called me, you are looking for We are very grateful that you've given us an opportunity to be here. As we want to learn finance and wealth creation, I pray, Lord, that you be with us and open our hearts and our minds, that we do this according to thy will, and may you guide our thoughts and give us wisdom, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. I'm very happy that Kamulu West is joining the list of numerous Seventh-day Adventist congregants that have decided to embrace the aspect of wealth creation as a component of living on earth and working for God. We have been able to glorify poverty to a point whereby the more poor we are, the more closer to God we tend to be. Such that when we see those people that are rich, we tend to demonize their riches and say and reference that how difficult it is for a rich person to inherit the kingdom of God compared to a camel going through an eye of a needle. It has become so much to a point whereby if you are rich, you almost form enemies, not only outside, but even within inside the world, the church. A church that has got one rich person and a majority poor men is having a lot of difficulty, number one, in doing the work of God. Number two, in exploiting that rich person. Every time they surround him, they say that bring to God what you are having. This is the time you can use your riches. Your riches will not carry them to heaven. You will not be able to enjoy them there. And so, and as the person who is encouraging people to give continues to talk, his eyes are fixed on that one rich person that is sitting. The moment the rich person comes, then he says, thank you so much for working for God, and you have given yourself, and may God bless you more and more. Until somebody decides that I'm no longer going to worship in that church. Many people, after getting some level of class in terms of wealth, they leave the church they have been going to and they change to another church. Do you know why? And don't blame those people. Because the surrounding is toxic to a point whereby it is going to start making this person not to concentrate in worship, but to concentrate on managing himself to fit within that surrounding. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, it is very important we understand that each and every Christian should be rich, because number one, that is the intention of God. How many rich men in the Bible were closer to God? Let us start from Abraham. He was the closest. He was the one that produced the generations are there today. Now, many of you may not know how Abraham was rich. Abraham was very rich. Have you ever seen someone that is rich to a point whereby he owns an army who went and rescued another country, another kingdom after being captured? Now tell me, how was he paying the army that he was owning? Now you see, when you are a Christian and you decide to employ security around your home and around you that works with you, no, the status demands so. God protects us. But if God protects us, why do you lock your door with a padlock? Why? Because you're taking precautions. Is that correct? So if you're taking precautions, then it means the person that has reached a certain status of his wealth creation is also taking precautions. But then, if Abraham was able to own an army, how rich was Abraham? Look at it. These people grew rich to a point whereby they could not live together until they had to separate themselves from one point to another because of the size of their riches. I say that it is important for every Christian to be rich. In fact, I can tell you, it is even much more difficult to inherit the kingdom of God when you are poor than when you are rich. Now ask me why. You see, someone who is poor will always be having a number of prayer items. But topping the list, which one do you think is the prayer item which is topping the list? Financial break? So, You are crying to God about financial breakthrough, financial breakthrough. You see, everybody is corrupt enough until they are exposed to opportunities of corruption. A poor person that is exposed to opportunity of corruption will be very corrupt. And that person will find it difficult to go to heaven because of the sinful state that he will inherit at the exposure of the money. That person who is having money might be able to make a decision and say that I do not care about money and riches. He is able to sing that song we wanted to sing, that now I'm not looking for riches because I've seen it cannot take me anywhere. He is already experiencing it. But when you do not experience riches, you cannot say that you are not caring about the riches, because the riches is what is topping the list of your prayer items. So I thank Kamulu West for getting an opportunity to get this important perspective of learning on wealth creation. Because wealth creation is one way through which we are going to promote the work of God. If you look at this building has not costed less than 10 or 20 million, if I can be able to say. Now, 10 or 20 million, if at all we were only a group of very poor people, how long do you think it would take us to put up such a magnificent building? How long? Very many years, correct? But if we have got at least 20 millionaires in the congregation, and then those people that their accounts can be able to read over 500,000 and above, and we say that let us work for God by giving the little we have. A millionaire who is having hundreds or let's say 50s or tens of millions, do you think if he gives 1 million, he will become very poor? He won't become poor because he is having a lot. So if he gives the million, if that one happens in a church where people are poor, then many people will be able to start castigating that person of his giving, saying that he is giving like that because he does what? He has more, or he has a lot. So thank you so much for thinking about the aspect of wealth creation. Now let me give you the structure of our training. We are going to learn about wealth creation, and I'm going to subdivide the topics into 3. I'm going to do what we call money attraction. I'm going to do what we call money management. Then I'm going to finish with what we call money multiplication. We are going to do money attraction. We are going to do money management. Then we are going to do money multiplication. Before I get to the 3, let me give you this preamble. Learning is very key. Learning is what is going to dictate what you earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. The more you get inspired, the more you are able to get, the more you learn, the more you are going to get inspired. The more you are going to be informed, the more you are going to get transformed. And so learning is an investment that has got the highest interest so far, the last time I checked. And so getting an opportunity to learn is going to give you the best methodology of wealth creation. For those people that attended my last training here, I gave you 5 areas in which you're supposed to learn, and 5 foundational educations you're supposed to undertake. The first foundational education I said, and I would repeat, is religious education, where you are acknowledging the presence of a supernatural being. Religious education allows you to understand that God is in control of the heavens and the earth, and that God is the one that created everything that you see. Let us turn to our Bible, the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. And it starts by saying that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, that the earth was without form and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep. It says that then God said, let there be light. In your financial chaos, in your financial disruptions, in your financial mud, there is always a hope. And that hope is represented by the Spirit of God moving upon the face of the deep. And so when God says, let there be light, it means let there be vision. Let there the vision of seeing where you are going, and where you have been able to come from. Come first. There is no way we are going to create wealth without having a foresight of where we are going. There is no way we are going to create wealth without understanding the present situation that we are in. And we are also not going to create wealth if we cannot define our past. And so that verse is giving us the aspect of understanding that God is the creator of everything that is existing on earth. Be it wealth, be it all that we can be able to see, and the resources. He is the one. And so, religious education is key. We are gathered inside a church because, one, we are united by the code of Christianity. We are Christians that understand the importance of supernatural being God playing in our lives. Therefore, religious education forms a key component of wealth creation in everybody's life. Number two, we go to personal education. Personal education is an understanding of who you are, getting to know your temperament, getting to understand your beliefs, getting to create your value system, getting to capacity build your understanding in terms of how you can be able to use the ability you're having to create wealth. You see, personal education, many people have not been able to understand who they are. Many people sometimes are engaging in certain activities that are not really purported to make them appear to be good before people. Or let me put it this way. Some people are engaging in activities that are contrary to their self-beliefs, simply because they do not understand what? Themselves. You could be in business. Getting to understand your personality will tell you even the type of business that you are able to do. As we are moving forward, I will give you 10 types of businesses that you can engage in as much as there are so many hundreds of businesses and industries you can engage in. And each and every business that you're going to engage in has got particular type of personality that you must be having in order to succeed in them. Alternatively, even if you create such kind of businesses, your role in the business will also depend on the type of a personality that you are having. There are people that are called phlegmatic type of temperament or personality, whereby they are very keen people, but very, very much reserved. They do talking where people are. They do not like engaging a lot, but they make very good analysts, they make very good engineers, they make very good consultants because of their ability to listen and understand. There are those people that are sanguine personality. They are able to understand and make relationships, create networks, outgoing, make sure that they can reach even State House without having any particular connection because they are very outgoing. The sanguine personality are able to stay silent when everybody is making noise and able to make noise when everybody is silent. And that is their uniqueness. That uniqueness gives them ability to get inside certain section of business principles that are important for their success in that particular perspective. And so, understanding yourself will get you understand, what do I like as a person? What do I hate as a person? What makes me happy? What makes me sad? To what extent can I go? To what extent can I say that this one, no, I can't go? A person who does not understand himself, even in the marriage setup, will lift up a finger and slap the wife, thinking that he's teaching the wife a lesson. When you lack understanding of who you are. A personality understanding tests are available everywhere. You can go and check how to understand who you are. But it is very important that before you move forward to the journey of wealth creation, you must understand who you are. Number 3 is called market/professional education. Market/professional education is an understanding of the business within the profession that you've gotten. You could be someone who is a doctor. A doctor is being employed to treat people in hospitals, but a doctor who does not understand the business concept of his profession will find it very difficult to grow in financials, because he would believe that unless I get employed, I cannot make any money. You are a teacher. Until you understand the concept of business within the teaching profession is when you're in a position to understand the journey of wealth creation. Until you say that as a community development specialist, you know how you can get the concept of business out of it and then use that information to create business, you will not be in a position to make the journey towards the wealth creation. Question, are we moving well? Hallelujah. Are we learning? Correct. I've said how many types of education? The first one, religious education. Second one, personal education. Third one, market/professional education. Number four, academic education. Academic education. And academic education is the most misperceived type of education to be one of the journeys towards wealth creation. Many people have thought that the more they learn, the more they gain papers, not learn, the more they gain the academic papers, the more they are susceptible or exposed to money. But I can tell you, if that was the case, we would be having professors as the richest people, correct? Or true or false? True or false? Yes. But professors are not the richest people. But some of the professors are the most learned people that we've ever seen. They're the people that have ever come up with even inventions and all that. You know, going to the highest level of their education. Academic education, I can tell you, should help you to do four things. Number one, should help you to know how to read. Number two, should help you to know how to write. Number three, should help you to know how to calculate. And then number four, should help you to know how to think. Someone who has gone to school cannot purport to say that he doesn't know how to read. Because how are you going to read your contracts when you're getting into business? How are you going to interpret these contracts that you've read, that have been given to you, that are going to be the basis of wealth creation? How are you going to do that? So education that is academic oriented must give you the way of understanding how to read. And then number two, you must know how to calculate. Calculations is a way in which you can even get to know how much you're going to charge for your business. You are able to know how you calculate how much you earn. You can be able to budget with your money. You can be able to know how you expend, and you can be able to do your profits. Without calculations, your journey to the wealth creation is diminishing, because you cannot do that without that ability. Number three, helping you to know how to reason out. Reasoning is the aspect of understanding people, relating with the people, and getting to walk along with them. Someone who has gone to school will not be very provocative when it comes to relationship. Someone who has gone to school will not be arrogant. In fact, if you meet someone who has gone to school and is arrogant, he went through the classes, but the classes did not go through that person. Because education gives you the aspect of humility. If you see someone who is arrogant and is learned, it means even in the field of his specialization, he has not actually mastered it. Because every profession has got the deepest core of the difficulty that you can find it very difficult to crack. Go to any profession. Go to even engineering. If an engineer sits down to start learning, you will realize that there is a lot to learn in his field that he cannot finish. And the more you learn, the more you realize that you're stupid. And as you go deeper, you realize that you know nothing. And that is learning. By the time you reach where you think you can reach, you become naturally humble. You cannot just go about boasting. So whoever has gone to school has got an ability to reason out. You have got an ability to underscore the importance of humility. You have the ability to create relations, and you've got ability even to market your business, because you can articulate all your products and tell it how you are supposed to give these people a service that they need. So that's the third reason as to why you should be able to go to school and learn the academics. And then the fourth one is the ability to write. You must be able to know how to write your letters. You must be able to know how to write your emails. You must be able to know how to write all your contracts, because it is very important for the wealth creation program. So that is the fourth type of education. So I believe we are moving together. Once upon a time I was a teacher, and as a teacher I say that I don't teach people and they fail. I teach you to understand, and I teach you to replicate what I have taught you, so that you don't fail in the exams. You will find yourself not failing in the exams at the end of these particular lectures. So we have talked about four types of education, and I'm remaining with one. The first one, religious. Second one, I'm not getting the third one. Talk louder. Is it me who's not understanding? Why am I saying? What is the third one? Market/professional. The fourth one? Academic. The fifth one is the financial education. Financial education. And that is where we are today. So I'm not going to something about financial education. Now, I had told you that we are going to do 3 sections. First one is money attraction. The second one is money management. The third one is money multiplication. Allow me to recharge. Let us start with money attraction. There are 2 major ways through which you can be able to attract money. But I will give you 5. So the other 3, don't put them as important ways of attracting money. So I'm going to give you 2. Then I'm going to add some other 3 extras that are not important and you should not even try to think about them. So, 1, you can attract money through salary. You can attract money through salary. Number 2, you can attract money through profit. You can attract money through profit. Then these other 3, you can attract money with them, but they don't actually meet the threshold of sustainability, the threshold of legality, and the threshold of morality. The third one is stealing. There are people that are earning money through stealing, and they are perfected in it. And we will talk about it. Number 4 is borrowing. Borrowing. Number 5 is inheritance. Inheritance. So number 1, I said, is salary. Number 2, profits. Number 3, stealing. Number 4, borrowing. Number 5, inheritance. So let us start with profits. No, let us start with the first one is salary. So, salary is money that you attract when you are employed. So let me ask by show of hands, how many people are making money here by salary? Carry up your hands, become proud and honest, because it is one of the greatest and the biggest percentage that is employing or that many people are using to bring money into their system. If you are earning money through salary, carry up your hands so that I get to know the people. Actually, I'm seeing it's more than a half. From what I'm seeing, it's more than a half. Correct. Now I want to talk to you in a few minutes. Salary is money that you earn as a result of offering a service. Salary is the money that you earn after giving your time. Salary is the money that you earn after giving your abilities and skills. And so, majority of the people earn money through salaries when you take the statistics in our country. Whether the salary is short-term or long-term, whether it is permanent and pensionable or it is temporary, it is still money that you attract. Now, there are 3 main reasons as to why you earn money through a salary. And the main roles that money that you earn through a salary plays in your life. If you are earning a salary, pay keen attention that these are the 3 major reasons as to why you are employed. And I will not say the 4th one or the 5th one that many people think that you can create wealth and become, all that dream in terms of wealth creation life through salary. Of course, there is much debatable aspect about it. But 3 main reasons as to why you are earning salary. Reason number 1 is knowledge. Reason number 2 is experience. Reason number 3 is networking. Let us start with knowledge. Reason number 1 is knowledge. You are employed partly because you have the knowledge in the field that you are going to deliver the services to. But the knowledge that you are having in the field, so the knowledge that you are having comprises of two things. It comprises of the academic knowledge and the field knowledge. Academic knowledge and the field knowledge. You are going to be trained as an accountant. As a trained accountant, I can bet you that the things I learned in class, when I came to the field, I realized that there was a very big difference. True or false? Is it making sense? The things you learn in class are pretty much different from the way things work outside. That is why it is very difficult for a lecturer who is teaching entrepreneurship to find him owning a business, because he has learned the academic knowledge of owning a business through entrepreneurship, but he does not have the field experience. When it comes to the experience in the field, the lecturer needs to sit down to be lectured by a mama mboga who has put up a kiosk out there and goes out in the night to get mboga, come and cut it, put his thing there and sell it. That person understands entrepreneurship to a better level than that lecturer in class. Is it making sense? So you are employed, you have got two knowledges, two types of knowledge. The class knowledge and the field knowledge. So when you get out of class, you are getting employed so that you learn how the industry now employs your knowledge to get now the knowledge of the business. Now let me bring it closer home. When I had just resigned from my, actually I didn't resign from my work. I was sent away. I was sent packing from my work. When I was sent packing from my work, I decided that I'm going to do business. And I said that I'm going to do consultancy on finance and accounting. Truth be told, I had worked in the accounts department for a very few years, but had not gained the experience because one, in the value chain of the accounting cycle, I was placed somewhere in the middle. I did not understand the books of original entry, how the accounting cycle begins, and I did not also understand the end product, how the financial statements should come into position. So I was in between. Many people here in your employment field, you are somewhere in between. You are not actually getting to understand the whole value chain. So get this information. So when I got fired, I decided that I'm going to now form a whole company that offers accounting in all some aspect. Let me tell you, I personally did not understand even how to start the service itself. I got somebody who gave me the work now, go and do the accounting. I'm telling you, even the entries, even the way I could create that information to come out as a perfect information was a problem. Why? Did I lack the knowledge? I had the knowledge of the academic aspect, but I did not have the knowledge of the business. Are you getting the difference of the two? Are we together? So you get employed so that you can earn a knowledge of the business. Let me give you the second aspect of the knowledge now in the business. The knowledge in the business is where now you start understanding the concepts of what constitute that business. For instance, you are in the transport sector. Maybe you work as a logistics manager. What happens is that your work is simply to arrange for the the trucks coming, going out, putting the information and, getting to report. But you don't understand how do the business start? How do these people market to get customers? How do they, after marketing, get to close the business? Then after closing the business, how do they now process the whole thing? How do they make their profits out of that? You don't understand that knowledge. So when you are in employment, your main idea or your main role to be there is to understand the business concept. Are we together? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because without understanding the deep business concept, you are not going to start and succeed in any business that you don't understand. So you are in employment for knowledge. Number two, you are in employment for experience. I have a friend of mine who is in the business of bookshops. He has got a bookshop here in Ruai. Which bookshop do you know in Ruai? Who knows any bookshop in Ruai? With the name? Yeah? Get it right? Oh, bookshop. No, you're just about to get that name. It seems you've... It's called School Mall. School Mall Bookshop. Yes. Yeah. At least I need to tell him to do much more of the branding so that at least it can be able to stick into people's minds. So that is my client, but again, my classmate. He's got 5 branches of the same. So, School Mall Bookshop. Now, when we were conceptualizing the idea of starting the School Mall Bookshop, I was like, or we put uniforms. No. Or we put the bookshop only. Then I'm like, what we do is, now that you've put your mind in the bookshop thing, and you don't have an idea, you will be forced now to learn in the field because you've not worked in a bookshop, you've not worked in that industry, you will have to learn in the field as you move. And so the man has had a path of learning. I've seen the mistakes that he has made along the way in order to make the bookshop to become successful. And working with him through our consultancy services, we have been able to see him create from one particular branch to 5 branches. And with the biggest branch in Greenspan Mall. When you have got the experience in a business, the moment you launch, you will launch as if you had started years back. But when you start a business that you do not have experience, it becomes difficult because you are doing 3 things at a time. Number 1, you are learning the business. Number 2, you are trying to understand the business. And then number 3, you are trying to make money. It becomes very difficult, but it is going to start working time by time if you employ the right experience. So, the reason as to why you are on employment is for experience. Get enough experience that when you step out, you can be able to launch like you had started previous years. Get to understand, if you are in the probably accounts department, what are the marketing guys doing in the field? How are they getting these people? When I was employed as, the last employment I had, I was a regional manager. I was the one in charge of Lower Eastern. My office was in Machakos. And I was used to being in the office. Now, just as for the preparation of being sacked, the company combined with another one. And after they combined, I lost my position as a regional manager, and I became the assistant regional manager. Now, the manager that was employed, you may think that he was employed to come and work me, not to work in the company, to work me. Yani, I was the job. You know, he was to make sure that either I am working, if not working, then I'm working. Like, I was the job itself. He refused that I cannot sit in the office like I used to sit. He told me, there is no space for you in the office. Go to the field. You know, I was so much mad, but I did not have any way out. One, I had just, my wife was pregnant, so ready to give birth. 2, I was also taking her to the university. 3, I had children, and that is the main argument of many of us here. 4, I was having a heavy responsibility on my shoulder. So if I thought about quitting was the last option. Because I had quit 2 times in my life, and the experience was very bad. The last time I quit, I started feeling like, why did I quit? See, kuvumilia tu. Why did I have to quit now? Because I stayed for almost 1 year and 8 months without getting another job. And I said, never in my life am I going to quit. I'm the one who said never. So this one, when I was facing the problems, I said, I'm not going to go through that thing that I went through again, no. So I decided to hold on. So when I was forced to go to the field, my subordinates that we were working with told me, Mr. Dunga, they came to talk to me. You remember the story of Haman? Not Haman, but Naaman, eh? When he was told, you go and dip yourself into the what? Into the water 7 times. He refused, but then the workers came and convinced him. So I was convinced by my subordinates. They loved me. They told me, Mr. Dunga, don't worry. You come to the field. Even the field is not bad, as you may think. Let's go. So I decided to work with them. So they tell me, now tumefika. So you do this. Get to that client. So I get to this client. Then I approach the client. Then we talk with the client. Then we agree with the client. After closing the deal, the client says, now I have paid extra. That 10,000 on top is yours. You've dealt with us so honorably. I said, here in the field is the deal. In the office is no deal. Field is the what? Is the deal. And I started embracing the field, and that guy realized that I was so much happy going to the field that he decided to just all of a sudden transfer me. I was like, the kind of experience I received in the field, I can for sure tell you, is the experience I'm using now to get my clients. Hallelujah. You people didn't get that. The experience I got in the field, when I thought I was being punished, is the experience I'm employing even to date to make sure that I close deals and I make sure that I market my company. Hallelujah. So get to understand what happens in other departments. Get to know. If at all it is the department of taking delivery. When I was a general manager in one of the manufacturing firms, I decided to go deliver. So during the delivery time, I would see how long these people would wait in the line just to be admitted into the supermarket so that we deliver. When we go to the supermarket, the delivery process, I was able to understand the confirmations of we're getting into the supermarket. It started giving me an idea of controls in a corporate environment. Hallelujah. So get to understand what is happening in the field. So the third reason as to why you're on employment is networking. When I was working, I got networks. Who owns which hotel where? Who is the owner of which business where? I got to know which police officer is in charge of which station where. If you asked me who is the OCS of which particular station, so long as it is within Kajiado, it is within Machakos, it is within Kitui, it is within Makueni, I knew all the police stations that were there, their OCSs, their OSPDs, their deputy OSPDs, I knew them, including the regional commander. Network. Today, if you go through my phone, you will find over 200 contacts of police officers that I got to know during that time. When you are in the working environment, the main reason as to why you are there is to create network, Some of you will create networks, and that network will form part of your first clients when you exit. That network that you are creating will form the basis of your starting of the business. Network, create network, because they say your network is your yes, your network is your network, is your net worth. Those are the three main reasons as to why you're on employment. Let me give you misconceptions of employment pretty fast so that we move forward. The misconception of employment, people misperceive that the salary should be enough to cover all your problems. You misperceive that the salary should be enough to cover your problems. Number two, you misperceive that your salary is small to cover your problems. Are you getting the difference between the two statements? Many people misperceive that salary is going to be enough to cure all the problems. Number two, many people think that their salaries are too small to make them cover their problems and to grow and better in the path of wealth creation. And then number three misconception is that many people work for the salary. Many people work for the salary. Now, first one, you see, there is no one who can ever pay you to a point of satisfaction. True or false? They can never pay you to the of satisfaction. The salary that you earn is never enough. And so if you think that at some point, by going back to school so that you can be added 10,000 on your salary, by going to hopping from one job to another so that you can increase your salary, thinking that by increasing the salary, you are now covering all your problems, is a misperception. Why? Because if you do not understand the path you want to undertake with regards to wealth creation, You will keep hopping from one salary to another, thinking that that salary will jump you from your status to the next status of wealth creation. Never. It is all about what you use your salary for. And that one is taking me to the next statement. That how are you going to make use of your salary to cover all your problems until it still remains to be able to be used for wealth creation? Because there is never enough salary. Salaries will always never be enough. But in its inadequacy, we must still get a reason to save. We must still get a portion to use in wealth creation. And therefore, perceiving that your salary is too small to help you create wealth, we must debunk that one today. We must put that one aside today. We must eliminate that one in our thoughts. And then lastly, is that working for the salary. When many of us, we go to work because of salary. Otherwise, if it were not salary, then we wouldn't want to go to work. If it were not for that we are being paid, we wouldn't go to work. It's a very wrong perception because one, you will not be able to embrace the three perspectives that I talked about. Are you getting what I'm saying? Hello? I said we participate. Sindio? Yes. If you work for salary, you will not be in a position to understand the three roles that I talked about, where salary is supposed to give you knowledge. Number 2, experience. Number 3, network. So if you wake up to go to work for salary, you will not see the importance of networking. If you wake up to go to work for the purpose of salary, you will not see the importance of getting knowledge. If you wake up to go to work simply because you want a salary, you will not see the need of experience. That is why you realize that somebody has been working as a clerk and is having 20 years of experience as a clerk, just as a clerk. No improvement, no promotion, and they are comfortable. They are working for salary. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the aspects of receiving a salary and all about getting money through salary. Are you able to remember what I've talked about? Are you able to remember? Correct. Now let us get to the next one. Attracting money through business. Now, because that one is a little bit longer, I will put it aside. We finish the other 3, then we come back and finish with it. Then we finish our 1 hour. Then we go for a small break. You can attract money by stealing. And yesterday I was reading a particular article online. Young men who are in the university have decided to come together. They have learned IT and perfected in it. So they were able to hack the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics systems so that they could access people's ID. Then they would go and register fake IDs, then use these fake IDs to buy Safaricom lines. After buying Safaricom lines, they would be able now to Fuliza. They would get that Fuliza loan. After getting the Fuliza loan, they go and open a bank account and transfer that Fuliza loan into the bank account. Then they withdraw it. Then they started living a lavish life. And that is what they've been doing for the longest time. I have met people that have been doing the work of scam people in town. And that is what they live with, nothing else. Is it true or false what I'm talking about? Yes, somebody is living outrightly from stealing. You see, there are people that even in their workplaces, if you look at their portfolio, you're working with the government, we look at your portfolio, the salary you earn versus what you have did as your output net worth. 70% is not covered by the salary. Question, from where? And you don't have a side hustle. Corruption. So there are people who are living majority of their life through corruption, covering it up with going to work. So people live and attract money through stealing. And that is why it is important we get to learn that in the first basket of money attraction, stealing is forming part and parcel of it. I'm telling you today, if you're stealing to survive, then it is not a sustainable method of attracting what? Of attracting money. Morally, it is also not right. Get to work and live within that particular earnings that you get. The fourth type of money attraction, I said, was through borrowing. You see, many people borrow money in terms of in an alternate way. They have put a number of people that they want to borrow money from. So this month, first 10. Second month, another 10. Third month, another 10. On the fourth month, he repeats the first list. So if this person borrowed money from you the first month, he will come to you again on the fourth month. And they will borrow not a lot of money. Hit me with just 800 bob to sort out a thing here. Now, how will you start going demanding for 800 bob to be refunded? Then he brings a story. I was going somewhere, but I've realized my fare is low. Help me with some 700 shillings. I'm going to return. And you are not the one that is doing to that alone. He has a list of 10. So the next time he's coming back to you is the fourth month. And he is surviving all through. Yes, surviving like that. Some people also misconstrue borrowing as a source of income. And we'll talk about debt management hapo kwa money management aspect. So I will talk about debt. So don't worry. When you are in debt, we will touch on it and we will get your position. So borrowing is not a sustainable way of getting an income. Borrowing only puts you in a circumstance whereby you would be destabilized in terms of your sustainability. You would also not survive. You will break your relationship and you have problems. And I normally say, don't lend people money in church. In fact, if a church member borrows money from you, give it to him for good. Because you are going to have problems. Hautaenda binguni, I'm telling you. This person is not going to pay you, and you are going to see him changing wigs, and you are going to be seeing money in the head. Nilimsaidia na my 2,000 shillings. And he is here changing wigs, and he has not refunded the money. You see that money putting on some new shoes. Ai, yani huyu jamaa ananunua kiatu. Na mimi pesa yangu akona. Will you be listening to preachings? You won't be listening to the preachings. So to save yourself all that problems, just don't lend people money in church. To save your skin and to save your mental torture and work your way going to heaven. You will thank me later on that. If you want to survive well with people, if you give them money, give them what you are ready to lose. Don't give them what you are going to expect back. Number 4, and the last one, number 5, inheritance, correct? Many people have gotten money through inheritance, but I can tell you what you've not worked for, you will not sustain. Many of us have been able to inherit only the name of our fathers, and that is all we inherited. And you see, being that we inherited the names, that is all we had. But if we would have inherited wealth, we wouldn't be ready to take care of that wealth. So even as you work towards ensuring that you transfer wealth from your children, from you to your children, you must work on certain methods of that transfer. You must ensure that your children have learned the ropes of wealth creation starting from the time they are young, as they grow. Because if you don't do that, you will simply take over millions of shillings, hand it over to them, then they will start drinking it to the last shilling. I have an experience. I told you I'm a property manager. I manage a property of a gentleman who died. Before he died, I had gone to him to give me that property, and he told me to wait a little bit so that he can be able to discontinue his contract with the previous management. As I was doing that, he died, I think, after 1 year when he was just about to terminate the contract. Then later on, I went and approached the children, and then they gave me the job. I'm telling you. The problems that are with that property, and not that property alone. That man had 8 children. He comes from Kisi. And these children is like almost only one is serious on his work. The rest are waiting for the rent to be collected. That is what they're waiting for. You collect it doesn't even stay. Another one has gone to court, challenging the distribution. Another one has gone and looked for another woman, saying that, oh, this one was the wife of my father. He wants to be divided some things. Like, total nonsense. If that mzee would wake up from the grave to see how his wealth has divided the family, he would have just prayed to God, don't give me the wealth, give me life and what I can eat only, but not the wealth. Are you getting what I'm saying? So inheritance, you must work very, very consciously in terms of transferring what you are having to your children. And before that, ensure that you teach them the aspect of wealth creation, teach them to have the knowledge of how to take care of that wealth and even how to create it, so that when they get in it, they will only multiply it to be more rather than drink it down to the drain. Hallelujah? You get what I'm saying? Correct. Now I have finished those aspects of money attraction. Now let me get into the business. I've seen the 1 hour is gone. So, up to that moment, let's give it a temporary break, and then we can be able to come back to the next session. And how long should the break be? 5 minutes. Is there somebody with a question up to that moment? Anybody with a question? Okay. Are we understanding one another? Are we also learning? Correct. So, I think Mr. Teya, come and give us direction in terms of the break, and then we come back for the next session.
Good morning. Are we learning something? Yeah, so it's just a health break. You can visit the washroom, but then and then we'll just continue. 5 minutes only. If you have najua kama ulikuwa umeogopa kutoka, just feel free to do it now. 5 minutes as he also sips a glass of water. Koi isikuja ikakauka, and then we'll come back and continue, and at the very end we will have something for you to bite. Please don't go away. It was prepared for you all. It was prepared for a bigger number than what I'm seeing. So msiache, we'll share at the very end. For now, just 5 minutes break. Kama uko na swali kwa mgeni unaweza kuja hapa. I have a few books there that he has. You can see me, and then you can get a copy, and then we'll continue. Thank you.
Kuzaliwa kwake Masihi, Mwokozi wa ulimwengu, ulikuwa kwa ajabu. Alizaliwa kama maskini, alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, pasipo hadhi yoyote.
Alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, kumbe ndiye Masihi ajaye. Alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, kumbe ndiye Masihi ajaye. Tembeni muifuate
majusi wahifuata nyota.
Alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, twendeni tukamsujudie.
Alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, twendeni tukamsujudie. Alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, twendeni tukamsujudie. Tembeni muifuate nyota ile ya mashariki. Tembeni muifuate, muhurini kazaliwa. Tembeni muifuate nyota ile ya mashariki. Tembeni muifuate, muhurini kazaliwa. Yesu ni nuru ya ulimwengu, mwangaza kwa mataifa yote. Alizaliwa kwa ajili yetu, ushindi ukapatikana.
Atukuzwe Mungu juu mbinguni, dunia yote shangilieni.
Atukuzwe Mungu juu mbinguni, dunia yote shangilieni.
Atukuzwe juu mbinguni, dunia shangilia. Atukuzwe Mungu juu mbinguni, dunia yote shangilieni. Muifuate nyota ile ya mashariki. Tembeni muifuate, muhurini kazaliwa. Tembeni muifuate nyota ile ya mashariki. Tembeni muifuate, muhurini kazaliwa.
Kuzaliwa kwake Masihi, Mwokozi wa ulimwengu, ulikuwa kwa ajabu. Alizaliwa kama maskini, alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, pasipo hadhi yoyote.
Alizaliwa kwenye hori
Yeah, the break is over. We can come now.
kumbe ndiye Masihi ajaye.
You can come inside, we continue. And then we will enjoy the variety that has been prepared at the very end. Thank you.
Alizaliwa kwenye hori la ng'ombe, kumbe ndiye Masihi ajaye. Tembeni muifuate nyota ile ya mashariki.
So we proceed and seeing our 5 minutes over. So welcome back for the second session. I know we will also take this second session to another 1 hour. And I give you again another small break. Then we come back and conclude. How about that? How about that? Iko sawa? Very good. So we have been able to cover very, very important perspective. And the first session, I was majorly looking forward to talking to those who are employed, because in several occasions, those who are employed have been able to feel guilty that not being in business, it's like almost being poor. And some people have been condemned that not being in business, it's like a way in which you are losing out when it comes to wealth creation. But having been able to tell you what it means being in employment, you can be able to use that opportunity to gain a lot of experience, to gain knowledge, and also to gain the networks that will help you to develop well in terms of your business and wealth creation program. So, let me get moving. The last way of attracting money into your system is through business. And in business, you can be able to make profits out of the business. And business has got a very wider scope. I promise that when you look for me, we will be able to discuss a number of aspects on the business perspective. If we talk, we can be able to give you a lot of information with regards to the various fields that you'd want to venture into. In many occasions, many people have been asking themselves that how can I start a business? Number two, how can I know that this is the best business that I can do? And then number three, how can I be able to run my business? Number one, how can I be able to start a business? Number two, how can I be able to know this is the right business that I can begin? And then number three, how can I be able to manage and run my business? So I will give us those three perspectives of the questions that people ask. Once I've given you those three categories, I will give you 10 areas that you can try your hand in. And those 10 areas, I will define for you the 5 subcategories of the 10 areas that you can be able to launch your means creating wealth. So the first question, how can I be able to start my business? How can I be able to start a business? You know, before starting a business, there are certain considerations that you have to understand. What do you need to consider before starting a business? 5 considerations. Number one, consider what is the problem that you are going to solve with your business. What the problem that you are going to solve with the business. What I'm teaching you now is called business ideation or business generation model. How to generate a business idea. Number one, which problem am I going to solve in the area that I'm going to start the business? You could be looking around and you want to venture into real estate. The question is, real estate is an existing type of business. It's an industry that's already existing. But then, what kind of problems are you going to solve there? You need to scan around and check. What is the current problem with the existing real estates that are there? Are they efficient? Number two, are they having customer care principles? Number three, are they having available the resources and the products they're talking about? Number four, are they able to work with people in a way that is going to be satisfactory? Sometimes you're looking into starting a hardware in maybe this nearest town. You need to ask yourself, number one, is there a hardware in that area? Okay, if there is a hardware in that area, what is this hardware doing which customers do not like? What is this hardware supposed to have that it is not having and is causing inconvenience in that area? So that when you're going to start a hardware, it is not going to be a matter of copy and pasting, but it is going to be solving a problem. You could be someone who would want to start maybe the business of a supermarket. You have to check that where I want to start a supermarket, are there other supermarkets? If there are no supermarkets, well and good, you have got an opportunity because one, the area is having a problem of lack of the supermarket. But then number two, when there is a supermarket there, then what is this supermarket doing that is not satisfying to the customers that is serving? You've been able to experience the services of this supermarket. The question is, are you satisfied with the way you're being treated as a customer? And so if you're not satisfied, that one now forms the basis of opportunity for that particular business to start. You could be someone who wants to venture into welding and fabrications. You look around. Is there a problem that your business is going to solve? Could it be that many people are building there, but when it comes to welding and fabrications, they have to go to town or to the nearest shopping center in order to have their windows and other components to be welded there. And if they have got a welding or a fabrication workshop within that area, then the question is it serving to the best of what you'd have expected? So check, number one, what problem are you going to solve? Number two, what product are you going to offer? What product are you going to offer? The fact that many people do not understand their product has made it very difficult for them to even sell that particular product. You want to be a service person. Probably you want to make sure that you serve people in town by doing the errands business. But when somebody asks you, what do you do? And you say that, you know, Mimi, when you want to get something done in town, so I am always there. You know, say that I'm an errands person. You want anything solved in town when you're busy, call on to me. I am a finance consultant, but my main agenda is to make you to wealth. My main agenda is to make you to create wealth. I understand my product. When I'm talking to you now, we are creating wealth, and we are creating that wealth through the mindset change. And that is why you have to change your mindset in order to become kingdom millionaires. So that when all of us become millionaires, we are not going to be jealous of one another. Hallelujah. When all of us are having money, we will only be comparing notes on how you're making it from your end. But you're not going to be there, you're behaving like an ambulance. Hey, you ni pesa ametoa. You are an ambulance in somebody else's pocket. You see, when all of us have money, we are going to be sailing in the same category. We will be speaking the same language. And let me tell you something beautiful about money. You see, it is only money and God that can sometimes speak the same language. When God said, let there be light, money can say, let there be sawdust. And it happens in both occasions. So when you have money, you can speak the language of God, the language of let there be. You see, money is beautiful. So when you are having a product, you know the product that you're going to offer. You will be in a position to articulate that product to the next person so that he can be able to buy the product. Number three, you must know that who is your customer. You cannot start a business without understanding who is going to be your customer. Your customer is the person that is going to buy from you. Many people have done mistakes of starting a business thinking that the customers are going to be church members. Seventh-day Adventist members do not promote one another. Get to know that. They buy from other people. Their fellow Adventists are very expensive. So don't start a business thinking that you are going to be purchased from by a fellow Adventist member. If you think I'm lying to you, go and check. Do you have an engineer in amidst you? And then ask, who actually built this house? Check. Do you have someone amongst you who supplies materials? Then check, where did you buy materials actually? You know that one now I'm getting into your nerves. You know. So don't start the business with the thought that you're going to be promoted by church what? By church members. It will not happen. Think about your customer very well. Define that customer. Define your customers in various categories. I can give you 3 categories. Define your customer in the category of gender. Am I targeting the ladies or I'm targeting the gentlemen? Define your customers in the category of age. Am I targeting children or I'm targeting adults? Define your customer in form of geographical location. Am I targeting those people that are within the surrounding or those people that are within another type of surrounding? You can again classify your customers in form of profession. Am I targeting lawyers only, or I'm targeting teachers only, or I'm targeting farmers only? You must be able to understand who are your customers. Lastly, know your customers in the form of their technological advancement and presence. Am I serving people that are physical or people that are online? You have to understand who are your customers. Without defining clearly who your customers are, bet me right, that business will stall from the very beginning. You will not even know how to approach the very customer, because how do you approach him and you don't know him? So you must know who your customer is. You want to start the business of manufacturing. You want to manufacture, probably you want to process honey. Which kind of people are going to buy your honey? Are they children? Are they the ladies? Are they the gentlemen? Are they the old? Are you going to sell to hospitals? Are you going to sell to institutions? Where are you going to sell your your honey? You must know who is supposed to buy from you. You are selling burger. Even in your selling burger, you must also know what we call customer segmentation. Now you have been able to understand your customer, that my customer are the ladies. Again, you need to segment them. Personally, I don't do services to everyone because I know the level of class of the people that I deal with. So I will tell you how much I charge for a consultancy, then you will say, hey, I already know that you are not the type of a customer that I'm looking at. I know. When I go training and I'm asked to give my quotations, I don't charge any training less than 150,000. So if you're an institution that is calling me that I should be able to come and train you, and I tell you 150,000, you say, then you are not my customer. So you have to understand what you call customer segmentation. You cannot sell to everyone. There is no business that ever sells to everyone, never. A business must sell to specific people. That is why you will not find Bentley being advertised to be sold. You will not find companies that are selling private jets going onto live commercials selling private jets. Have you ever seen them? No, they know their customers and they know where to find them. They know how to define them, and finally they know how to segment them. So make sure that you can know how to subdivide and segment your customer base. So that third one. The first one I said, the first one, what considerations? You must know the problem you are going to solve. Number two, you must know the product you are going to, to sell. Number three, you must know your customer. Number four, you must understand your logistical and how do you call it? You must understand the distribution channel of your product. How is your product going to reach people? Which model is it going to use? To transport the product using the lorries? Are you going to sell the product online? Are you going to sell the product physically by yourself? Are you going to make, to make so that people to come and get it? Are you going to use the dealership? Are you going to use the wholesale? Or are you going to do direct sales? Let me tell you, you must sit down and understand your distribution channel. After understanding the customer and understanding the product and understanding the problem, you must know how is this product going to reach the people. Let me give you an example. You see, there is this company that is called Progas. Progas came into the market, studied the market very well. They came to realize that, one, many people do not use gas in their housing. Majority of the people were using other forms of, this microphone is becoming a problem, huh? You can be able to start checking on it. They came to realize that the majority of the people, are you hearing me? This one seems a little below. Okay, let me still continue with surviving with this one as they check on it. These people studied and realized that in town, majority of people are using gas. But within the informal settlements, many people do not have the gas or the cooking cylinders. And when they checked, they realized that why are many people not having the cooking cylinders? By that time, gas was being sold at 6,000. Then you add the accessories. The accessories would cost you like 1,000 shillings. So for you to have the whole component, you are supposed to have like about 7,000. So somebody would look at it. For me to buy a stove, I only need 400 bob. In fact, my stove I bought at 400 bob. For you to buy jiko, how do you call that one? We call it the one that is using charcoal. For you to buy that one, it costs you like about 800 shillings. Correct? So, but gas will cost you 8,000 or 7,000. Now what they did is they came with Progas and they brought it at very cheaper price as an entry strategy. So you would buy Progas at almost 3,000 shillings. Sindio? In fact, those people that bought Progas at the first time bought it at 3,150. That's when I bought mine. 3,150. And it is full. So we would go buying Progas. Now get the next strategy. There are no dealers of Progas. They bring it to the market themselves. So it is manufacturer to the retailer or the consumer directly. They come to the ground. Then they went and took over the whole country, including the rural areas. Then strategy number 2. Once you have gotten Progas, you cannot get out of it. Because you cannot change Progas with another gas. But with them, they can take another gas and give you Progas. You get it, during the time they were getting in. So, Total is there. Their gas has been exchanged with Progas. You know, they come, they tell you, just give us any. They take, then they go. They repaint and remanufacture it to fit the nozzle of a Progas. So, Progas cannot be filled anywhere else except at the Progas itself. So, other companies cannot take it. Even if they were to take it, they cannot take it. So, they are Total, Hashi, they are waiting for their gas cylinders to come back. And what they are seeing in the market is Progas. Strategy. Coca-Cola had a very big war with Pepsi. Pepsi had just launched. And you see, they advertised that they want dealers. What Coca-Cola did is that they planned the dealers and made them to apply to be dealers. So they applied, they met all the qualifications, including having the vehicles and capacity to sell Pepsi. Then they went and they bought all Pepsi. Then they stored them. So Pepsi is waiting for the bottles to come back. No bottle. They are waiting for people. They are advertising commercials, but the Pepsi is not present in the shops. So they are like, where did the sodas go? Kumbe the competitor wamechukua wamewe. In short, what I'm trying to say is, you must understand that how are you going to reach your intended customer, and what strategy does it entail? What strategy does it entail? Very, very important. Then number 4 or number 5. First one, get to know the problem. Second one, get to know the product. Third one, get to know the customer. Fourth, get to know the logistics. Sindio? Number last, get to know. I'm going to combine these 2 points together. How you are going to market yourself, and at the same time, the influence of your product into the environment. How you are going to market yourself and the influence of your product to the environment. Ensure that you understand how you are going to make people to know that you are existing. Your marketing strategy must be very important. How you are going to make people know your product. Many people have come up with very brilliant products, but many people also do not know that those brilliant products are existing. So you must understand the concept of advertising of your products. You must understand the importance and the aspect of making people to know that you are existing. If you go online and Google finance consultants in Kenya, you will find Ecovest either number 1 or number 2. We are trying to make sure that people know that we are existing. If you go to my TikTok account, you will find that you cannot miss EcoVest there. If you go to Facebook, we are all over. If you go even onto the roads, we have even put some posters on the road. That is one way in which, those are some of the ways which we use to make people know our brand is existing. You can be having a very good product, but many people do not know how to make their product become known to the society. But let me tell you, don't think that the cement that is used so much is the best cement in the market. Are we together? Are we together? Yeah. Don't even think that the telecom company that you are using to communicate is the best one in the market and is the cheapest. No, it's not. It is because the way they have packaged themselves. They have made themselves to be the only brand that you feel you trust, to be the brand that you feel is available, to be the brand that you think is much more loved by other people. So if I come here and I tell you that we have been able to do trainings. Okay, anyway, this one is true. Last week I was in Turkana, training Turkana County Water and Sanitation Company. And we were talking about so many things. Next week I will be going to Embu. Then after that I will go to Chogoria. Now I will be traversing, counties. Now, question is, when I tell you like that, how do you feel about our demand? The demand is there. The demand is there. And it is true, not that I'm just bragging, no. It is true that the demand is there. And number two, it is also my marketing strategy. If I don't tell you where I'm going to next, then you will think that this was the only thing that I was preparing for, and then I am going to start resting. And that is why next time, Mr. Taya, you call me here, make everybody pay. Because where there is a voice, there is an invoice. And what you don't pay for, you don't really take seriously. So make these people pay. So that next time I come here, they understand the difficulty. You know, most of us here have boarded aeroplanes. But if you would ask them, what is the price of that ticket? They would know. True or false? Yes. Until you board an aeroplane with your own air ticket, ile umetoa kwa mfuko, bas, you will know the reason as to why you are boarding the plane. Two, you will also understand the level that you've been able to reach in order to board the plane going to do business. Lastly, how you make the business being known to others, you must take it very seriously. So, when you want to start a business, make sure that you have those considerations. I've talked about 5 of them. Sawa? Yes. So don't just sit there thinking that now how can I be able to know the kind of a business that I want. Now, in generating this business idea, I asked 3 questions. The first question is, how do I generate the business idea? And I've answered that question. Sindio? Now, number 2, how can I be able to start the business? How can I be able to start the business? I will just give you a concept. Starting a business starts by getting to have the knowledge in the area you want to settle on. You've already identified the product, you've identified everything, now you want to launch. Get to have the knowledge on that area. Number 2, get to define the industry. Get to define the industry that you want to get into. If you've defined the way in which you're going to do these 2, you are going to find it easier to launch. And then number 3, get to know the source of your capital. The source of your capital. I will be very honest with you that a statement has been made that you don't need capital to start a business. Have you heard of that statement? Yes. I will agree and partly disagree. I will agree in this manner. If you want to start a business and you start thinking about the capital, that business will not start. So. If you start thinking about the business and whatever comes to your mind is, how will I get the capital? And I ask you, how much of capital do you want? You will not tell me how much, correct? Even if I'd ask you, I want to give you 1 million Kenyan shillings. Now, tell me how you are going to distribute this money for the purpose of starting the business. You will not tell me. Why? Because you've not sat down and thought fully about the business itself. So question is, between the idea and capital, which one comes first? The idea. So come up with the idea. Once the idea is ripe, you will be in a position now to start thinking where the capital is going to come from. But you cannot start putting the horse behind the cart, or the cart before the horse. It won't work for you. So get to understand those three things. How you are going to launch the business. Get to understand those three items that I've said. Knowledge in that area, and the way you are going to do it, and then lastly the capital. We are moving to the various types of businesses that somebody can be able to launch in order to make the money. And that is the third area of the business that I said. Which business or which area can I launch into? So there are various types of businesses that somebody can decide to get into. Hundreds of them. So my list is not exhaustive. I'm going to give you a list of 10, but then you can be able to maybe create other more. Number one, food. Food. Number one, food. Number two, fashion. 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 Number three, manufacturing. Manufacturing. Number four, energy. Number four, energy. Number five, entertainment. Entertainment. Number six, beauty. Beauty. Number seven. It's trying to get lost on me. Number seven. Okay, read for me the ones I've said. Number one, food. Number two, fashion. Number three, manufacturing. Number four, energy. Number five, entertainment. Number six, beauty. Number seven, real estate. Real estate. Real estate. That is number 7 or 8. Oh, that is number 7, huh? Aye. By the time I remember the remaining 3, I think we will be better off. Let's start from number 1. Food. Now, in all these business concepts, you can be able to provide services in this sector in these 4 subcategories. The category number 1, you can provide the raw material. Raw material. Number 2, you can provide what we call logistics or transportation. Number 3, you can provide what we call publicity. Publicity. And then number 4, you can be able to provide what we call resale or repackaging. Resale or repackaging. So let's start with food. You see, food, everybody consumes food. And many people that consumes food, the bigger society consumes food. And when you have identified that food industry is what you can be able to find yourself venturing into, you now have to start now specializing. Do you want to cook the food itself so that you can be a producer? Or you want to bring the raw materials of cooking the food? For instance, you can say that I want to produce burger that I supply to the hotels. That is what you want to specialize in. Or I want to produce nyanya that I sell to the restaurants. Or I simply want to produce, whatever the components of delicacies that are being used in preparation of the food. Maybe you can look at the components of preparing omena. In preparing omena, you need roiko. And you need maybe some other components like dania or dunia, how do you call it? Those things. So if you want to say that I want to simply participate in making that food to be better by providing that component, then that is what you concentrate on. And the more specialized you are, the more possibility of making an income, rather than looking at everything as a wholesale. Are we together? So you can look at that perspective. Number 2, you can look at the logistics. Somebody has already cooked the food. Somebody has prepared that canned meal. Somebody has prepared maybe and packaged donuts. Somebody has prepared and packaged cakes. But then you know the market. Some time back, a friend of mine started manufacturing, actually baking cakes. He started with the donuts, actually. These, how do you call them? There's another name here. A very funny name. Huh? There's another. KDF. You got it, KDF. Somebody, so my friend started baking KDF. By that time, Corona had just hit. I had just launched my business. Actually, I started EcoVest seriously in 2019. That's when I was fired. I said, no, I'm not going back to work. So that's when I started. So I'm launching the business, and then before I could even think of starting, then Corona comes in. So when Corona comes in, nobody wants to hear anything to do with the financial consultants. Everybody is protecting their money inside the box, inside their home. They don't want anything to do with the extras that we are offering. So as I was in the house, I just realized my friend had started doing the baking of KDFs. So I went to him and asked him, where is your market? And he told me, by the way, if there's a problem I'm struggling with now, is getting the customers. So what did I do? I told him, do this. The KDF is costing 40, there were supposed to be 5 in that piece of paper. They are being put 5 of them. But then each is going for, no, they are being put 6 of them. And he charges you 5 at 10-10. So meaning you're remaining with 1. So I take it, no, I'm not getting it well. You see, he was manufacturing. I was to go and sell to the people that sell. Are you understanding? The people that are selling, the retailers. So he was selling to me the KDFs at 45 shillings. Then I go and sell them at 50 shillings so that whoever is going to sell them can sell at 60 shillings. You are understanding the concept now? So I go to him. I tell him, man, I can supply for you these things. You have a car, but I know where the market is. You don't know where the market is. Me, I know where the market is. Give me the car, give me the fuel, and give me the KDF. I do the remaining part of the work. Bwana, sahi ukiniona hapa, kuna watu wananijua na KDF. Mimi ukiniona hapa. Yani wakiniona wanajua yule ni jamaa wa? Yes. Niliuza hiyo KDF. Bwana, niliuza hiyo KDF na nikapata competition yenye sikuwaiona. Mtu anauza na motorbike na mimi niko na gari. By the time we are reaching the shop, we reach all of us together. Tambo nishuke, nifunge, nikuje, nifungue hapa. Jamaa pikipiki ashaweka, ashachukua, ashaweka. Anamwambia mwenye duka, nitakujia pesa, don't worry. Hata kama ziko mingi nitakujia the excess. Ashatoka. Niliona competition sijawaiona. But I was also bumper to bumper. So long as something can come there daily. Are we together? So I was able to sell the KDF. I got the experience of selling this KDF all over Kitengela, Kajiado, Isinya, where I was working with KDF up to the very small kiosk. Ile unauliza kuna duka yoyote huku? Ndio anakuambia, ai duka bali iko mbali aje kilomita 2-3 hivi. Ukipata unaona unaenda kilomita kama 6. Ndio unapata hiyo duka. Then anachukua packet moja ya KDF. Anakuonea huruma kwa sababu umetoka mbali. You get it? So, in short, what I'm trying to tell you is this. You must be able to understand whether you can get into the logistics part of the business. The question is, kama KDF ingekuwa iume tumbo ya mtu, who is responsible? The manufacturer or the distributor? You see, they will not remember who distributed this to us because I don't leave my contacts there. What do they look at? See, they look at the KDF, they look at the contacts behind the KDF. Sinukwe? Sindio? Then which number do they call? The number in the KDF. So who is responsible? Is it the manufacturer or the distributor? So getting into the logistics part of the business exonerates you from certain responsibilities. Quality issues are never your problem. KEBS issues are never your problem. Tax issues are never your problem, because you are in between the manufacturer and the consumer. Then you can decide and say that me, I'm not good in bringing the raw materials. I can also not be good in marketing and logistics. Now let me get into the publicity. Now publicity is when now you say, let me go and publicize this food to the people that do not know it, so that they can start buying the food. And that is now what brings the aspect of technology, going online, branding, getting to talk about this particular product. You can even tell this person, I can come to your shop and brand it so that it can look well. Yesterday I was teaching the Umoja SDA church. Almost similar, not Umoja, how do you call it? Donom SDA. Almost a similar thing. And somebody walks me down the stairs and she asks me that I want to know how I can brand myself. I have the knowledge, I have the information, I have the clients, but I've realized that my branding is a problem. You can decide and get into the branding perspective. Make sure that this person can be known by so many people out there. Advertise the business. Make sure that the business can be known. You get into the publicity section of that business. How many areas have I talked about? How many areas have I talked about in the business? Supply the raw material. Another one? Logistics. Then publicity. And then lastly, publicity is when we can now get and subdivide it into advertisement aspects. So publicity, we can look at the branding and then we look at the advertisement and promotions. So you see, publicity, we can be able to put promotion as a way of trying to make this thing to be sold out there. And again, publicity, we can look at it from the perspective of branding, whereby you want to create a perception of people of that particular product in the market. We've talked about which is the cheapest telecommunication in terms of making calls. You will tell me it is Airtel, because that is the perception and the product that they're being able to offer. So you can go for the publicity as well as going for the advertisement section. So food industry, you can look at it from that perspective. Number two, what did I say? Fashion. Many people, in fact, everybody is putting on clothes. Why don't you think about going through the clothing? The only thing is that one of the easiest businesses to start is the clothing business. But the most difficult business to sustain is also the clothing business, because it is very, very much volatile in terms of fashion. It keeps changing. It keeps changing. Today the trend is the long trousers that are, very tight. Another day there are long trousers that are very tight. Now they are not there. Some sections have been removed. Another time, the sections that have been removed are again cut. So the trends keep changing. So you have to keep updated with all that particular changes in that environment. In the fashion industry, you can go through this direction. You can say, let me go and get new clothes and resell. Or alternatively, let me get and put my fashion house. Go and buy the machines. Go and get the foodies that are knowledgeable in that area, and then employ them. I know as I am mentioning, it looks very easy, but it's not that very easy. Get to understand the market that you want to satisfy. Do you want to go the children way? You want to go the ladies way? You want to go the adults way? You want to go the men way, or you want to go to whichever the way you want to go? Be specific, and then get now the persons that you can be able to employ to help you do that, and how you're going to distribute your product into the market. Very important. So you need to understand that particular perspective as well in the food industry. We had mentioned how many type of businesses. There were 7 or 8. No, the ones that we had listed, how many were they? 7. Add the 8th one, education. I told you that I will remember them as we are moving on. Education. Aye. So what's the 3rd one? Manufacturing. My friends, did you know that it is manufacturers that are dictating the prices of products in the market? Do you know there's a time that a certain steel-making company decided to make the price of steel to become unbearable in this country until somebody had to be deported. Are you aware about that? Are you aware about that? Because manufacturers are able to get and dictate the prices of products and commodities. If you're a manufacturer, get to understand your area. Do the work very well. During the times I was employed as a general manager, where I was employed, we were manufacturing unga, we were also processing honey, we were doing sea salt, we were doing a range of products, almost 10 products. And we were supplying them in the various large stores and supermarkets within the country. Now, during that time, I remember a certain guy came to my office. And he asked me if he could ask me certain questions. And we sat down for almost 1 hour. And as we sat, he was asking me, how do we process honey? I said, honey, yeah, hiyo ni rahisi. You simply go, get the honey here, get this machine. You know this machine, Where do you get this machine? This machine, I can tell you, I can give you the number. The guy is based in Kariobangi. Can give you the number, you go there, he's going to make this one for you. And then how does this machine work? You simply put it in power, put the honey, let it boil, let it come up, remove the wax, put it again out there, check that one, then release it from here. How do you know it is ready? Check the temperatures, make sure it doesn't go beyond this because it's going to destroy the enzymes. Make sure it doesn't go below this because it shall have not purified very well. You will realize that it will be perfect at this particular level. Okay. Sawa. And how do you remove it from here? Nikamwambia, how do you get these containers of packaging? Hiyo wacha nikueleze. Go to Tetra Pak, I've got a contact there, get this. Go to this other place called, Safe Pack. Safe Pack will be able to provide you with this, all that, So I tell him that. We finish, we get to the next product. 2 hours. He paid me about 5,000 shillings, then he left. After about, I think about 2 or 3 months, nikasikia kuna expo ya manufacturers somewhere. So I said, I should go and represent my employer in that expo. So I didn't carry the products, but I just went. So as I was walking from tent to tent to tent, nakutana na huyu jamaa. He is having the very products that he was asking me. And he has established the very company. Today, that guy is doing very serious distributorship in supermarkets. And he is making it in the industry. Manufacturing does not have any sort of hidden idea. Go out there, just ask, how do we do this? Utapata information. Are you getting what I'm saying? I was training the businessman in Chogoria. And I get this young man and I ask him, so what do you do? So tell me, I manufacture oil. What do you do? I manufacture oil. Oil, yes. How? I have got a factory and we extract oil from avocado and we export and we also sell locally. How do you do that? We have got machines and and he was explaining to me everything until I felt like I can start extracting oil of avocado the following day. You get you get it. And you must be specific. Many Kenyans are having a big problem. And I will talk about it at part of these lectures. Everybody is looking at mahali pesa iko wapi, hata unashangaa hiyo pesa inatoka wapi. Mtu akisikia pesa iko kwa cryptocurrency mbio. Sasa unaona CBEX imezama na 91 billion. Over 4 million Kenyans have lost money in CBEX under the disguise of trading in cryptocurrency. So many people are just looking, pesa iko wapi? Mtu akisikia pesa iko kwa mafuta. Whoa, what kila mtu. Do you know how many people went and bought land in Turkana? No, expecting tallow oil to kickstart so that they can be able to benefit and make a kill. You must take keen study on what you want to do so that you can ensure you make it out there. So manufacturing is very important. You can be able to dictate the market. Number 4? Energy. Today, the richest people are investors in energy. The people that have made it in life that you can say have arrived, they are in the energy business. And energy, you can look at where do you want to be. Do you want to be an importer? Do you want to be a distributor? Do you want to be a mere seller? Or you just want to be a consumer and that is the highest you can go to? You can look at which level you can get into. I went to train some Maasai ladies in a place called Ilmamen. Ilmamen is, you know where Konza is? Konza Technopolis, eh? So it's like about 35 kilometers from Konza towards the Maasai area, Ndani. Inaitwa Ilmamen. So I was training the ladies, Maasai ladies there on starting and running their businesses. And also training on the business people that were already having the business. And as I was talking to them, I kept telling them that I'm looking at this area. Where do you people fuel? Where do you fuel? And I told them, this is an opportunity. Look at it. You can get an opportunity and start a fuel station even right here on the road because this is a public road. How many vehicles do you think are passing here? What about the motorbikes? Trust me. When I went there for a review of my training, there was a petrol station. Yes. So, you can become a petrol station or an energy distributor even in a small way. That guy has got only one pump. Only one. Now, one pump does not cost much because the tank down there is going to cost you like about 150,000, the tank. And then the pump itself is going to cost you 100,000. And then, when it comes to now the permits, many people do not want to start these things because they feel permits are very expensive. No. Start it, then start fighting for the permit. Are you getting what I'm saying? That is the mind of an entrepreneur. But if you start thinking like, oh, permit, you look for permits in Kenya the whole of your lifetime. So get starting, then you will know even the right offices that permits are being given. Before I knew that you have to pay Kenha to put any signposts on the road, I decided to put fast. So I received a call from them. So when I called them, they told me, we are based here. So I said, when are you available? I come. So he said, you come anytime. So who was inviting who? You see? So some of these things, oh, I don't want to do this, Kanjo atafanya inini. No, Kanjo are human beings. Disrupt the process, let Kanjo invite you, have a one-on-one talk. After all, what is the worst that can happen? Do you think they can beat you? No, you can have a sit down and have a conversation. So don't fear risk too much that you are just there calculating. You are just calculating. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with not a step that is taken. Wewe uko tu kwa step, umeinua tu mguu. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with na umeinua tu the step, but you're not taking the step. So it starts with a step, and you must be able to take that step for you to begin. So energy, very key. You will not believe it. You will make money out of the energy. So you have got 500,000 and above, just go anywhere where you think the population is high. There is a space of land you can lease. Start the process. Look for information. You will get that information. Put your petrol station there. It is not for the rich people. It is only the people that have made the petrol station that become rich. Number 5 or number 4? Entertainment. You know, if you look at the classes of rich people, entertainers are falling among those classes. True or false? Yes. You can look at which level of entertainment you want to get into. You can be a comedian and you fear launching. You can be someone who knows how to write scripts, but you don't know how to act them. You can still go there and start getting into that section. You can also be able to write songs. You don't have a voice to sing, but you know how to write. Get into that area. You can also not be in a position to do all that, but you know how to sell the entertainment devices. You can have the shop that sells cameras, you know, these things that we are having here, those Sound King stuffs, like these ones that I'm using. These are entertainment products, correct? and sound items. You can go into that area and launch there. Many people are asking, what can I do? Which business can I do? I've been thinking about the best business. There's no best business. It is how you're doing the business that matters and how you're launching. The next one, beauty. Now, whom do you think that business is going to target? Yeah? But nowadays it targets both. Hata mimi nimejikuta siku hizi naenda naosha mguu, nakatoa kucha, nafanya nini, nasugua, na sasa hiyo wanafanya hiyo, nasikia utamu mwingine nalala tu. So nikichukua 1 month sijaenda nasikia kama I need to go back. So beauty is not only targeting the ladies, but ladies are the major consumers. But many people misunderstand that beauty only means going to make their hair. You can sell the products of the beauty. And as you sell the products, you get to understand even concepts of the products themselves. How they... Just explaining the products themselves makes you to be a very good salesperson in that area. And you will be able to break the ceiling from that perspective. You know, if you find somebody telling you that, hii mafuta, unaona hii mafuta, ukianza kupaka leo, your age will just remain there in terms of body look. It is only your numbers that will be changing. But the facial, you know, look will remain the same. Utachukua hiyo program, utachukua. You will take it. And you see, when it comes to selling the beauty products, touch on the emotional aspects. Do you have this pimple that has refused to get out of your face? Worry no more. Your issues are solved as from today. Go out there and start smiling with people and laughing. Then come and take this oil because your problems are solved. You are selling or not selling? You're selling. You get it? And you look at the pricing. Sometimes you can even go into aspect of now going deeper. You're saying that, you see, this oil has been made with this component. This component, its functionality in that component, in this product, is to help you do 1, 2, 3. I remember one day joking that there is a lady that I like so much. That is why many TV commercials, they use very fairly looking ladies who are beautiful. So that when they are advertising, you'd want to look like them. I once upon a time commented that if Yvonne Okwara would tell me that hii mafuta ya kupaka, you can also use it kwa kukula, I would just eat it. You know, because I liked that lady so much that I said, hata akisema ya kwamba mafuta ya kupika pia ni ya kupaka, nitapaka. You know, looking at the persons that are advertising the product versus the product can influence you to do what? To use that particular product. So know how to be able to package your product in such a manner that people would like it. And the beauty product can be able to do very well if you're someone who is fairly looking. If you're fairly looking, you've not even started using the product, tell them that you are using that product. That is why you're looking the way you're looking. They will buy it. You get it? So look at the emotional areas that can help you to market your product. The other one, the next business, real estate. Now real estate, I will give you again 3 perspectives. This is where I am in. There's the raw real estate, there's the built estate, and there's the management or the services. The raw estate, that is whereby where you go and buy the property. After buying the property, you resell the property. Many people are not having the tenacity of being patient to sell property. They also fear selling property because they want to sell property that is in CBD. So that they will say that this one, when you want to go to that property, it is 0 kilometers and you've reached there. Wakianza kusikia ya kwamba the property is now going like 10 kilometers, wanaona ni kama hawatauza. Jana niliona somebody putting online, he bought a property from Safaricom and he had never seen the property. So it is yesterday he decided to go and see where the property is located. Only to realize that he had walked he had gone 5 hours. 5 hours from Nairobi to Kajiado. 5 hours ndio afikie property. na hakuiona. Akamaliza kusema, kabla ununue property, endo uone kwanza. Many people may not know, property business is very lucrative, but it is also full of scam. You can go and buy a property in a very good place, but you realize that the documentation and the due diligence is not doing well. Currently, I'm doing what we call forensic audit for a particular circle that purchased a property worth 18 million. And that property seemed not to be existing. So I'm doing various multifaceted forensic, using various professionals like the surveyor, using the law courts, using the agencies to understand the reality on that particular property. So when you want to engage in the business property, you must understand the due diligence of this property. You must know how to take a property from somebody to transfer to yourself and then sell. Number two, when you are doing property business, ideally, you go and buy the property and then subdivide and then sell. You can also buy, subdivide, add value, then sell. The difference between the two is that one requires a bit more of capital and another one requires only the capital of purchase and the subdivision costs. If you can be able to get into the property business, you don't have to have money. Start by selling other people's property to know whether you can sell your own. Hallelujah. Hello. Have you ever admired getting into the property business? If you are one and you are here, look at it this way. Sell other people's property. In fact, toka tu leo, useme ya kwamba nataka kuuzia watu. Utapata watu wengi wanataka kuuza yao na hakuna mwenye anataka kununua. Kazi yako ni kutafuta mnunuzi. So get out, start looking for the customer that can buy that property and say ya kwamba yenyewe wacha niuze hii, nikiuza basi nitaweza kuuza ya wengine. And that is how we started. I started selling other people's properties. Although I still sell other people's property now, but I still also sell mine as well. So you get the experience of selling property by starting to sell other people's property. You can also get into the management aspect. We are doing property management. Property management is only the process whereby take somebody's property, collect rent from it, submit to the owner, retain 10%. And the business continues. So the difficult work is how to get the customers to be able to help you, to give you the business or the apartments for you to collect. And every business has got the difficult part of it. So don't think that it is easier all the time. Let me pause. Are we learning? And are we together? Tusimame. Yes, you can stretch. You can stretch up. Stretch out. I would have wanted to give you several activities, but I would not, because I know time is running pretty fast. So shika kichwa na mkono moja. So mikono miwili. Say ma. Shout ma. 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 You listen to the instruction and execute. You don't look at the person that is giving the instruction, because hapa mbele pastor atakwambia kujeni kanisa mapema na yeye hakuji mapema. So unaangalia pastor ama unajiangalia? Exactly. So let's go. Haya, for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. The next one after real estate, education. I told you, if you can sell knowledge, get the area you think you're good in, sell the knowledge. Number 2, in the country, the government schools that are existing are not sufficient enough to supply education to the people. They have to be supplemented by the private education aspect. So the private schools are still having a lot of opportunities. Just imagine the population growth level of Kenya. Kenya's population growth is very high. In fact, I think in the year 2050, our population shall have hit like about 80 million. What watasoma wapi? Where are the schools? So if you look at within the surrounding, how many schools do you think are there? Can you bring up a school with a difference? You don't have to be an educationist in order to start a school. No, you don't have to. You simply need to be an entrepreneur with an idea to start a school. You are a teacher who is here, and you're complaining how life is becoming difficult with you, that you cannot be able to make ends meet because the government is paying you small. You have an opportunity to start a school. And how does a school start? It starts from inside the house. During the holidays like this one, you are doing tuition right inside your house. That is how it starts. And the more you can attract many students and they see the value, and their parents can say ya kwamba, enyewe huyu nani tangu ashike huyu mtoto wangu wa performance. That person will be able to bring the child if you start a school. So start a school, start a college. You know, see how you can be able to promote yourself in that education era. It will be able to work out for you very well when you realize that education is a key component of businesses and as well as growth to the financial freedom. So education is very important. You can do it. Number 9, services. You know, services is now when you are offering a service like accounting. You are offering a service like consultancies. You are offering the services like, you know, the knowledge-based services, skill-based services. Those are things that you can be able to do. You are an accountant, and you insist that you have to be employed where you are earning 100,000. Kwanza, accountants are finding it very difficult to launch out here because accountants only know how to count money that has been brought. But how that money came into existence, they don't have an idea. Accountants are very much cruel onto the money that has come in. They protect it as their own. Lakini ask them, how did this money come in? They don't have an idea. Remove an accountant from the accounting desk, mweke hata kwa reception, utaona anakimbia. You understand? So if you can be able to offer a service, get out and start offering the what? Start offering the service. Get there and start doing it. Lastly, woodwork or furniture industry. Furniture industry has not been exploited fully. Many people are coming with many ideas of furnitures that they can be able to sell out. We have got one young man who is a multimillionaire out of furniture business. See, you know him? Sindio? Yes. Furniture can create somebody from nothing to something. And you see, that particular business, you don't have to be knowledgeable in it. You don't have to know how to kupima na kumesha na kuweka na kufanya nini. No. Simply go and get the knowledge, the information, what you want, and get the fundis and start launching and keep moving. That is the areas I can share with you. 10 areas. It is not exhaustive. And when you are doing a business, make sure that you employ what we call system. System. What does system mean? System means save yourself time, energy, and money. System means save yourself time, energy, and money. If you put up a business, S stands for saving yourself. Save. And then Y stands for yourself. And then another S is save yourself energy, time, and money. So that is what system is all about. If you don't put systems, you will not be able to run your business in the best way. So work out the best way you can be able to put up your business. I think up to that point, I'm done with the salaried people and the business people in that perspective. Salarymen, remember the reason as to why you are earning the salary. The businessman and the aspiring one, remember how you're going to put up your business. So, I don't know whether the 5 minutes break will be helpful now, or I proceed niende nikienda tumalize. What do you suggest? Niendele? Aha, now very good. I'm done with the first section. Elder, come, you can still give us more direction.
No, I think we can continue. If you have questions, I'm going to pass this round. Yeah, you can write them, and then we can be able to address them. Yes, thank you.
Asante. So, now, I'm done with the first aspect of the lesson that I told you, which was money attraction. Up to there, are we good? We have learned about money attraction. Now let us get into the second section, money management. Money management. Money management, we are going to learn 4 key components that are very important. Number 1, budgeting. Number 2, savings. Number 3, debt management. Number 1, budgeting. Number 2, savings. Number 3, debt management. And then number 4, cost controls. Cost control. Now let us start with number 1. Let's start with number 1. Number 1, I said is budgeting. Now, what is budgeting? You see, many people have been losing a lot of money because of the mere fact that they don't understand where the money goes to. They know where the money comes from, but when it comes to where the money goes to, they don't understand. You've seen people that are doing budgeting in reverse. They finished shopping, they finished spending, the money is over, is when they're writing down, I don't understand. Kuna mahali ni kama nimepoteza pesa. Wacha nianze. Nilianza na 50,000. Then from there I paid 10,000 for this. Yeah, naona nikipewa change. Hiyo nayo naona nikipewa hiyo change. Then nikitoka na hiyo change, nimelipa motorbike, then nikaenda kwa maji pale, then nikanunua hii. Then kutoka hapo ndio nikanunua nguo. Then kutoka then unaandika. Ukimaliza ukipiga hesabu inakuja na ukiangalia change inaingiana. Sasa ni kama bado haingii. You are doing what you should have done before. So you are doing reverse budgeting. Many people have been losing money through that perspective. One of the best principles of financial management is budgeting. So budgeting is the process of crafting a plan on how you are going to get the money and how you are going to spend the money and how you are going to keep the money. Budget is the process of coming up with a plan on how you are going to get money and how much you're going to get, how you are going to spend the money, and how are you going to keep a portion of that money. Budgeting. Budgeting gives us an opportunity to prevent yourself from overspending. Budgeting gives you an opportunity to say no to any unnecessary expenses. When you are doing your budget, it is important you get to understand certain principles. That budgeting, you do it before getting the money. Because when you start budgeting with the money, then you are not going to be conscious and deliberate on your budget. You will always be biased. Wacha niwaeleze. Mukianza kupanga jinsi unaenda kutumia pesa yako wakati ile umeipata, hautaweza kufanya hiyo mipangilio katika njia inayofaa. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu utakuwa na some anxiety ya kuspend hiyo pesa. Sijui kwa nini the people that, all of us, when we get money, we get to be exhilarated to spend the money. In fact, you feel so happy spending. I don't know who is spending money here when he's annoyed. Can I meet somebody that is, everything spending is annoyed? You know, we love spending is something that makes us feel good. So when you receive money and you want to start budgeting, that budget will not go well. So I would tell you this, budget before getting the money. 2, for you to budget, do good window shopping for your budget. Because when you are budgeting without the prices is a loophole for you to go and overspend. Budget after doing correct window shopping. And I would tell you one thing, don't go to the supermarket to window shop when you are hungry. You might end up eating the whole supermarket, but you went there to do window shopping. Go to the supermarket when you are already satisfied, umekunywa maji, hauna njaa, hauna anything. So you are not attracted by anything to eat. Then do the window shopping, pole pole. Get to start comparing options that are available. Then come and put your list down. If you're employed, put your list down. These are the things that I want by the end of the month. And when you are doing budgeting, on top of your list, apart from tithe, on top of your list should be savings. Should be what? Should be what? It should be what? You save first is when you spend. You don't save, you don't spend, then save what is left. Save and then spend what is left. Don't spend and save what is left. Because money will always refuse to remain to be saved. Money will always refuse to remain to be saved. And money is the most stubborn person when it comes to directing it, that it should remain for you to save it. It will not happen. So save first before starting to do what? To spend. So in your budget, apart from your tithings, put savings as the first one. And when money comes in, remove the savings before you start to bargain in your mind with your budget. Because many people start budgeting again after getting the money, they trash their previous budget, put it aside and start doing what? Start doing the budgeting. Somebody did a wedding in the weekend, ile imepita. And I tend to believe that when he was doing the wedding, he sat down and planned and said, I'm taking this number of cows, transport will cost me this much, maybe the money that I'm going to spend here is this much. Put everything in place and prepared. Swali, wale walikuwa wanachukua yao na kutupa hivi. Was it also planned? Hello? Do you think it was planned? I don't want to spark a lot of debates. But what's happening is this. I wrote about it. Financial abundance is a very good thing. When you are in a financial abundance, you feel good. And it is one of the best things that you can ever have. When you can afford anything at any given time. You can go to any country because limitations of finances is not a problem. It's a very good thing. But in everything, make sure that you have a budget. So budgeting is key component in terms of making us to realize our dream. So, what are some of the, I'll give you some principles baadaye on aspect of the budgeting, but not now, when I reach there. Now, number 2, I said was savings. Sindio? Is it savings? Savings. Savings, many people here, or many people are listening to me, may not understand the importance of savings. Savings is what will give you what we call the emergency finances. When you get emergencies, you will go to your savings. When you got problems that were not anticipated, you go to your savings. Whoever has got savings will always be walking with a lot of confidence out here. In fact, if 2 people are walking on the road, you can spot one who is having a savings and one who does not have a savings. Because those people that are having savings are always confident. You even talk to them, their is very confident. But those who do not have savings, they think that you are the one who has made not to have the savings. If he's riding his motorbike, he is in front of you with the vehicle, he will tell you that I'm also having the right to ride here. And he's going at a speed of 40. And you say, pay, he is not moving. He doesn't have savings and he doesn't care. You know, those are people that are very, I don't want to to be sounding discriminatory. But what I'm saying is, the confidence level of those people that are having savings are different from those who do not have savings. When you are going to save your money, make sure that you save the money in a place that it grows faster than inflation. Number 2, when you're saving money, don't save the money in a place that it is easily withdrawable. Number 3, when you're saving money, saving has got 2 concepts: open saving or purpose-led saving. Open saving or purpose-led saving. You can do open-led saving when you do not have anything else you want to do. You're not saving for a particular, but you're just saving. You will save, but it will not be motivated by anything. You understand me? Let me use this. I think this one is a bit more crunchy. So you will save, but then you are not led with a purpose for that particular savings. And that is why it is important you get to know that, do you want to save under the purpose-led aspect, or you want to save openly? When you save because you're being led by a certain purpose, it will be very easy for you to know the direction you want to follow. And I read to you the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form, and the Spirit of God moved upon the faces of the deep. And then God said, let there be light. The light shows you where you're going. When you are saving and you do not have where you're going, it becomes very difficult to achieve any goal, because, so for that matter, which goal are you going to achieve? You do not have what you're going to achieve. But I would say this: it is better to save even without a goal than having no saving at all. Are you getting it? Yes. It is better to save even without a goal than having no saving at all. So, number 1, save when you know you have got a goal that you're saving for. Number 2, do not save in a place that it is easily withdrawable, because you will always withdraw it and eat it. So you can't save on M-Pesa. That I'm saving and you are having the money on M-Pesa. Kidogo kidogo utatoa ya credit. Kidogo kidogo utaona ya kwamba it is 7,500. Wasema wacha niipime ibaki 7,000. Iko sawa, mzuri sana. Ukisha ipima hapo unasema between 5,000 and 7,000, wacha hii kitu nianzie 5. Unakula hiyo mbili, then ndio sasa useme wacha nianze tena sasa. Unaona? So save the money in a place you cannot easily withdraw it, because money is very tempting. It calls for problems. By the way, the moment you have money that is available, you will find yourself even asking your aunt how she is doing. That is when you come and realize that your aunt has been having a sick leg. You know that imekataa kupona. Ndio anakuambia nitumie kitu hapo. Unamwambia auntie, ngoja tu nikurushie. It's when you want to start sounding important and useful in the life of your aunt. Because you have what? Because you have what? Because you have money. So put the money in a place that hata wewe mwenyewe ukitaka unatafuta, unaona ya kwamba hii ni hustle ngumu sana. That is why I would recommend to you savings probably in the treasury bills and the money markets and all those things. And I'm going to talk about them at the end of this session. So those are some of the aspects of savings. When you're saving, make sure that you understand the aspect of inflation, because inflation eats into your savings. So if inflation eats into your savings, you can go into another way. You can go and start buying gold if at all you know the business. Take your money, 100,000, go and buy gold worth 100,000. Go and keep it in the safe in the bank. And that gold will be stabilizing your currency. So even if, money goes into inflation and all that, you are saving your money in form of a product. And that product, you can simply go and sell it in dollars and retrieve your money. And initially, in the beginning of usage of currency, gold was being used as a currency stabilizer because its prices were much predictable. So that is why the very first currencies were golden in nature, because they were able to be predicted in form of their value. So you can put your money in that form. You can go to commercial papers and deposit the money there. You can go to the money markets and put it there. And I'm going to tell you more about commercial papers, commercial deposits, and the money markets. So make sure you save. Even if you don't have an idea, save. Even if you don't have whatever it takes to save. Even if you're earning only 10,000 shillings, save. Because if you don't save, whatever you save now is what will save you tomorrow. If you don't save now, when it reaches the point when you're supposed to be saved, you're not going to be done what? You're not going to be saved. So save. Number 3, number 1, we have done budgeting. Number 2, we have done savings. Number 3, debt management, past debt management. The 5th one, the 4th one, cost control. Now, cost controls, when I was in the university, I came from the village, and I had not seen a lot of things and had not been exposed well. So it's when I joined university when I realized that people can go to the washroom and they see it. It was a very new thing to me. Like, how do you pee while sitting now? So it's when I saw it for the first time. And then after leaving that place, sometimes I go to the urinals. At the University of Nairobi, they have put those urinals that you go and pee. But then before you finish, you hear the sound of water coming. Wow! Hey, I looked at it and I said, so this thing saw me that I'd finished so that it can do this thing. Have you ever seen that villager in the city? The villager in the city. Now that was me. So inside the rooms, we had electricity. Electricity, we were sold to coils. Those people that went to University of Nairobi, we were cooking using coils in the rooms. Sometimes when it was cold, I was at Lower Kabete. Sometimes there would be a certain cold coming from from Wangige, those sides. And I was living at the rear end of my house was the rear end, bordering those sides of Charles Jonjo's home, the other side. So there was a lot of cold coming from those sides. Tunawakisha coil, so that inaleta nini? When I wanted to get to the internet, I will simply go to my window and put on the Wi-Fi. And then we use the Wi-Fi. My friends, I would go to the sink to wash the utensils. We would open the sink, and then the water is running as we wash. And you have got 3 plates. You wash for even 20 minutes. 3 plates. Now let me get outside. And the first time, we had to buy token to put so that we can purchase electricity. Then I realized that 100 shillings for token was a problem. Sometimes it would go off and we say, let's wait until evening when we will need light the most so that we use it. When I got into a house that I was using water inside the house, I came to realize that siku hizi maji inapimwa na units. Ikipita unit hivi pesa, ikipita hivi pesa. I came to realize that at times that water will not be there. So we would buy it from outside in form of buckets. When it comes, That is when you prevent yourself from peeing. You wait for others so that you can consolidate in order to make sure that water is not used, a lot of it. You know, you may not understand what I'm talking about, you people. You might have not been engaged in cost controls. You may not. You may not. You know, when you go to your house and you realize that the light in the sitting room is running, the light in the bedroom is running, the light in the corridors are running, then the security light is running, my friend, you have not understood cost control. You have not understood. When you go to your house and you realize that in your house water is running 24/7, sometimes wewe ndio unauliza, niyo maji ni gani? Kumbe mtu aliweka ndoo kwa sink, acha kama inaendelea, ameenda kufanya vitu zingine, akafanya nini? Akasahau. Maji imejaa na imemwagika na haujui to what extent imemwagika. Whose pocket will be suffering? Your pocket. Cost controls is one way through which you can reduce and increase your income. And some people think that when you're controlling cost, now they are very much greedy and stingy. I would rather call me stingy, but I control cost. You go to purchase things in the market. You are being told this one costs 1,000 shillings. Kazi yako ni kutoa pesa kwa na kupeana. Do you know some of you have got faces that looks like money? Example is me. You know, anywhere I go, many people or the people that are transacting with me automatically judges that I have what? So, in me I've got my prices. When I go to buy, unaambiwa, hii ni pesa ngapi? Ah, hiyo ni 800. Then ukistep kidogo ukisikia mtu mwingine akikuja hiyo kitu ya 800 shillings imerudi sasa iko 600. Ni nini imekuwa tofauti? Because some people sell to you, not the product itself. So they look at you, then they price you. So any given moment you go to purchase, embrace the principle of bargaining. Bargain even if it is 1 shilling. If it can go to a half a shilling, the better. Bargain. Let everybody say, in fact, I have employed people, and apart from that, I have got workers that we work with on temporary basis. Niko na plumber, niko na mtu wa stima, niko na mtu wa mechanic wa kuangalia gari yangu, na wale wa gari wanasemanga wakati sisikii, mwalimu ni mgumu. Mwalimu ni mgumu bwana. Hiyo ni pesa ngapi? Hiyo mwalimu hatachukua. Hiyo hatachukua. Because I bargain. By the time you realize that your bargaining has helped you to save almost a half of whatever you are to spend, is when you realize the importance of bargaining. So make sure that you bargain seriously when you are buying. You will save. Don't let taps running in your house control that cost. Now, another way in which people think that they are controlling costs and they are increasing costs is this. Probably majority of you have come from your homes. You live in your own compound. And so at least you are not paying rent. You've reduced that cost of not paying rent. At least you put something there. A story for another day. I recently put up a certain calculation on mortgage versus cash purchase of property. And it attracted, the last time I checked, it had attracted 113,000 views with over 400 comments. Sometimes you think that you're controlling cost by saying, wacha niende nikae kwa hii nyumba cheap. Kwa hiyo nyumba, ijapokuwa hawana maji na iko mbali na town kidogo, but look at the rent. Instead of this 2-bedroom they are charging me here in town here 12,000. Kuna hii 2-bedroom wanacharge pale ndani ni 6,000. The only thing ni ile haina maji na pia iko mbali kidogo na town. So you save 6,000 by going to live in a house that is half the rent of the same in the CBD. Now let's look at it from this perspective. For you to buy water to use in that house, start with what amount of water do you use in your house? Averagely, maybe you're using half a unit every day. Half a unit is 500 liters of water. 500 liters of water divided by 20 mtungis. That is how many mtungis? 250? Ama 25 mtungis ama 250. Can you help me in mathematics? 500 liters divided by 20 liters. 25, sindio? So 25 mtungis every day. So here in the CBD, for instance, you are going to be charged 1 unit of water at a cost of 200 shillings. But in the house where you are paying half, you are buying water, each mutungi you are buying at 20 bob. 25 mutungis is going to be how much? 500 shillings. And 500 shillings, so you're saying, mimi siwezi tumia 25 mutungis. So let us give you are using 10 mutungis. So 10 mutungis times 20 shillings, how much is that? 200 shillings. So using water worth 200 shillings every day. For 30 days would be 6,000 that you are saving by leaving the town setup. And that is one. Kukinyesha, unachukua motorbike kwa sababu uko na kiatu hautaki iharibike kwa kutembea. Motorbike will charge you 100 shillings because mahali ukienda kwako kuna matope nyingi and you risk falling down. So anakucharge according to what you are also preventing from, from your expenditure. So you look at like that. In a certain month, kumenyesha the whole month. Umetumia 100 shillings for 26 days. Yenye umekuwa ukienda kazi. That is 2600 kukwenda na 2600 kurudi. How much is that? 5,000. So who is living an expensive life? You are the one living an expensive life. Some people think that living and buying things in bulk is also for those people that have got money. Ukiona watu ambao wananunua vitu vidogo vidogo, au ndio watu wako na pesa kushinda sisi ambao tunaenda kununua mafuta in bulk. For instance, I want you to look at it this way. Mtu anaenda ananunua mafuta ya kukaranga mboga yake. Mafuta unanunua ni mafuta ya 50 shillings. Ukishanunua mafuta ya 50 shillings, then unanunua hii mafuta every single time you are going to prepare a meal. 50 shillings, you eat 2 meals in a day. So unasema ya kwamba mimi meal ya kwanza nakula nikiwa wapi? Kazi. Ya pili ndio nakula hapa. So let's just say you are buying mafuta every single day 50 shillings kwa kupika. 50 shillings multiply by 30 kwa sababu kukula kuna sabato. Ni pesa ngapi? 50 shillings times 30 days. 1,000? 1,500. 1,500 if you go to buy 5 liters of oil will cost you 1,100 shillings. Now 5 liters, which is costing 1,100, how utatumia the whole what? The whole month. It will take you that month and the next what? The next month. So between you and the person who is buying in bulk, who has money? The person who buys kidogo kidogo lives a more expensive life. Look at what you eat while at work. Ukiwa kazini, umeenda kwa hoteli, kukula 300 shillings because pia hautaki kwenda kukula kwa kibanda. You are caring about your stomach. Very good. So you go and eat 500, 400. 26 days, you've eaten 13,000. And then you're talking about cost controls. Very key. When you control your costs, it becomes a very important agenda. Let's go to the last perspective. It's called debt management. Swali, are we learning? Are we together? Mimi naona mmechoka. Mimi naona mmechoka. I'm having 15 minutes. So let me try to utilize the 15 minutes so that we can be able to finish exactly one. Debt management. Wangapi hapa hawana madeni? Hauna deni. Yaani wewe hauna deni. Uko clean kabisa? Hakuna mwenye anakupigia simu. At least niko na mtu mmoja. Lucky are you. All of us have got what? Debts. Debts are very serious things. In my book, I've talked about debt. Debts are like small children. The smaller they are, the more noise they do what? They make. Sawa. The smaller they are, the more noise they make. So, debt. Debt is money that you owe someone, for which you are going to repay with an interest on top. So debt has costs. When you are having somebody's debt, you are having the debt itself plus the interest on top. Unless the money you took belongs to your friend, for which you are also trading your friendship in the line, which is the cost or opportunity cost for that debt. So, debt aspect, I've written in my book that there is a difference between a debt and a loan. Because somebody will tell me they are good debts and they are bad debts. I've brought up my opinion. When I call a debt, then I'm talking about money that you've borrowed, that for which its repayment will come from your pocket rather than what you used it for. Debt, money that you borrowed, for which its repayment will come from your pocket rather than what you used that money for. In other words, debts are monies that you took and you consumed. And I've defined loans as money that you take and put it in a project for which its repayment is going to come from the project itself that you did what? You did with it. Or alternatively, loans are money that you take for which its repayment is going to come from the foregone costs as a result of the project you implemented. Are you getting that? Take the money, buy a house, put it there. The repayment is coming from the rent for which you would have been able to use in paying the what? The house, so that you repay the debt from that. That one qualifies to be a loan. So in other words, I can put it as bad debt and good debt in your perspective, but in my perspective, a loan and a debt. Now, there is what we call debt trap. Debt trap is a circumstance whereby you have taken so much debt that its repayment has started becoming a problem. And I've subdivided debt traps into 4 categories. The first category is called primary category. The second category is called contagious or secondary category. The third category is called debt addict. And the fourth category is called palliative stage. Number 1 is primary stage. Number 2, secondary stroke contagious stage. Third is addictive stage. Fourth is palliative stage. When you are addicted to debt or you are in a debt, the situation in the primary area is when you are feeling that you are having debt and you know the debt and you are repaying the debt. But then you are having a feeling that they are becoming too much, but they have not started destabilizing you. When you are in a debt circumstance of that level, you can manage it very easily. Why? Because you can simply check your debts and then find a way on how to stop taking and repay what is there, and you get out. That is the first level, primary level. Now, secondary level is what we call now the contagious level. Contagious or secondary level is a debt trap situation whereby you've taken money, you've utilized this money, you can't be able to get everything that can repay that money. It's already starting to stress you. And already when people call you, you start avoiding certain calls because you think there are people that are following their what? Their money, and you can't be able to pay. At that moment, you are still capable of taking care of these debts using your income, but not to the fullest. Until you take a deliberate effort, you work on those debts, you will not be able to get out in the contagious stage. At that stage, the debt is spreading very fast because you will start living from debt A to debt B. The third stage, which is called the addictive stage, is when now you are starting getting used to debt. You know that your income does not make a difference in your life. You borrow from A, you pay B, you borrow from B to pay C. By the time A requires yake, una borrow from D to come and pay, because you know you will never get out. You've reached an addictive level where your levels of debts cannot be managed easily. 4 is the palliative stage. This is where you've given up. In fact, you are almost running away, depression has cropped in, and your money, you are no longer earning. Whatever, anything that comes in does not make any difference. At that particular moment, you need serious, serious help. I've got only 3 suggestions on how you can get out of debt. I will give you one suggestion, which is called avalanche method. The second one is called snowball method, and the third one is called debt consolidation. Number 1 is called avalanche method. Number 2 is called snowball. Number 3 is called consolidation. How do we do avalanche? Take the debts, put them in writing. Start from the highest debt that is paying the highest interest. Then pay that one first. Once you've paid it, go to the next one until you remain with that debt that is charging least interest. But before you go there, you must understand all your debts. If you can't understand all the debts, then you'll never get out of the debt. Understand who you owe, how much it is, how much is supposed to be paid, when, timelines, and all that. Number 2, use what we call snowball method. Snowball method is when you are paying your debts starting from the smallest going to the biggest. So when you arrange your debts, when you start with the smallest, it gives you the morale of paying the next one. When you pay that one, it gives you again morale to pay the next one until you remain with the largest debts. And then lastly, debt consolidation. Debt consolidation is going to give you an opportunity to bring all your debts together. After putting them together, then now you can borrow one large loan to offset all these debts, then now start paying only one debt. Are we together? Yes. That is debt management. Should you have problems on debt management, you can still be able to come so that we can be able to discuss. That is under money management. I'm done with that section. And the last one is money multiplication. How do you multiply your money? You can multiply your money through several means. I will give you 4. Number 1 is investments in the money markets, or putting your money in the money market. Number 2 is commercial papers. Commercial papers. Number 3 is SACCOs. Number 4 are treasury bills and treasury bonds. Treasury bills and treasury bonds. Allow me to touch on those a little bit and then we are done. Number 1, I'm talking about money market funds. Money market funds is a component of what we call unit trust. Unit trust is whereby you are owning a section of a business and you are contributing capital to run that business, and when the profits come, you subdivide that profit. But now it has been modified and being controlled by Capital Markets Authority, whereby the Capital Markets Authority will be managing the companies that doing what we call fund management. They are restricting how they operate, they restrict how they do their things, and they monitor their liquidity status. So there's how they are looking into these companies to make sure they don't sink with people's money. So when you talk about money market is investing in these in these fund management companies and making use of what we call compounding effect. Today, if you are 30 years of age and you are looking forward to making some money by the time you are 60, you can start keeping 5,000 shillings. I was just doing that calculation. If you start putting 5,000 shillings today in the money market, that is able to give you 10% interest rate on annual basis, being compounded on daily basis, for the next 30 years, 5,000 shillings shall be able to make you over 11 million. It will make to you 11 million. Meaning, if at all you are employed today is the starting date of your employment, and you say that I'm going to decide to put 5,000 shillings on a monthly basis in a money market that is going to give me 10% only returns in annual terms, then you maintain for 30 years. By the time you're hitting 60, you may not even need your pension because you'll be having 11 million to be able to take care of you for the next 10 period of annuities that you'd want. What about if you are to increase the money from 5,000 to 10,000? How much do you think you'll make? Do you know it will reach up to almost 26 million for 30 years? If you are to go beyond that, you will make a lot of money through the money market. Money markets uses the component of compounding effect. The second money multiplication I said was which one? Commercial? Commercial? Commercial papers. Commercial papers, I will classify it together with the treasury bills and the treasury bonds. Let me put it together like that. Those who are in the business of wanting to invest with the government on the annual basis do what we call planning of their budget. But the budget is never enough. So when the budget is never enough, there is always a deficit for which they would want to borrow. So the government will decide to borrow both locally and internationally. So when they want to borrow locally, they flow to what we call the commercial papers in the form of treasury bills and treasury bonds. So you can be able to buy. Somebody came to me the other day and I was doing for him a consultancy. He has got $500,000 and he was telling me that I want to be busy with this money in the next 3 months. Tell me how much I can earn out of it for the next 3 months. When we were doing the calculations, I realized that from a commercial paper, he would be able to make about 11,000 shillings after taking care of the withholding taxes. So you can be in a position to use these commercial papers to buy. But for you to invest in them, you must be in a position to do what? To understand how they operate. You can still buy my book there to get on the procedure of how to get those things. I've come with a few copies, and if you miss, you can still talk to me and then I give you the soft copy at a reduced price, less than the hard copy. And then SACCOs. Many of you here have built houses using SACCOs. True or false? Yes. You invested in the SACCO. When you invest in a SACCO, you will have got 3 opportunities. 1, you will earn dividends. 2, you will be in a position to borrow loans. 3, you will also be increasing your shareholding in that particular business. So investing in SACCOs is one key thing that each and every person that is looking at creating wealth should check into. Lastly is investing in chamas and groups. Make sure that you make use of the groups. Grouping helps you to consolidate funds together so that you can be able to employ that particular money in a more constructive way. I have formed a group in Kitengela with our fellow Luo Adventist members. And we are looking forward to purchasing land and putting up an apartment where each and every person is going to have his own 3-bedroom. And we have already started the process. It is something that you cannot realize when you are alone. When you want to go far, you can go. When you want to go fast, you can go alone. But when you want to go far, you go with people. Come together, consolidate, and you will see things working together. Wow. I think up to that moment, I'm done. So I see there are some questions here. Is treasury bill stroke bond a business? That's an investment. It's not a business. It's an investment. It's a way of multiplying your money. How can you assist sell a plot at Juja along Thika Road? I'm not selling plots. When I came here, I only told you what I do. So for now, if you want us to sell for you a plot in Juja, you can come meet me so that I can give you the contacts of our office, because you may not be in a position to get the direct response from me. We have got the guys in the department that actually deals with this. I have downloaded an app for budget plan, or rather to track my expenses. Is it helpful? It is helpful because most of the time you spend using your phone, it is easier to record that whatever you spent on in your phone. It is also important you can be able to use your phone to even track the expenditure as well as your budget for that particular purpose. How do I identify the business concept in my profession? So it depends, which is your profession? Which is your profession? So I told you that if your profession is teaching, then ask yourself, what is the business concept in the teaching that I can be able to embrace? What is the concept in engineering that I've done that I can be able to get? What is the concept in media and technology? What is the concept in mass communication that I've done? Think how you can get the business out. look at, in fact, if you want to know which business you can do, where are you working currently? If where you work is not an NGO and it's not government, that is another business. Sindio? Yes, I cannot tell you go and form another government so that you can be able to create a business opportunity. If you are working in the government, it might be difficult to know. But if you are not working in the government and you are not working in the NGO, then it is easier for you to understand the business concept you can be able to create. So that one is that. Kindly comment on cryptocurrency, opportunities, and platforms, e.g. I will only comment on the cryptocurrency, but I will not comment on opportunities and platforms. Cryptocurrency is a system of currency that is called crypto. It's a technological finance whereby I create a system that is end-to-end encrypted, that for you to know and understand the concept, you must be in the same technology. Let me put it this way. How many people are on WhatsApp? WhatsApp. You're on WhatsApp. So in our WhatsApp group, if I send a message to the WhatsApp group, how many people are capable of seeing that message? Those who are inside the WhatsApp group. Because it is an encrypted technology whereby it is only accepting the people that are in that technology. So you can't read if you're not, don't have the app for WhatsApp, correct? You can't read it. You must have the WhatsApp app. Then you must also get inside so that you can get it. So cryptocurrency operates in that particular realm. We have a technology and we have got a people that have actually embraced that technology. So we can communicate using that technology but in form of a currency. So that if I give you whatever the tokens you're supposed to have, you are the person who has got the ability to to decrypt it and understand the technology and know what it means. You see the way it is very difficult to understand even when I'm explaining. That is how complex it is. So I will not tell you which platforms and how it works. There are various types of cryptos, like Ethereum is also another one. There are several of them. There's another one that came the other day, it's called, that people are liking so much at KICC. How do you call it? Amkumbuki hii alikuwa na scan macho ya watu hiyo alikuwa hapo KICC. Worldcoin. You get it, eh? There's this one called Bitcoin. So those ones, you create a technology, then you create certain unique. That technology is so unique that it cannot be deconstructed. And that's what you use as a currency. M-Pesa, how do you get to receive money in your M-Pesa? How? Somebody sends something and it comes to you in the form of a message, and then it is money, that message. So M-Pesa is a form of encrypted currency that has been put in a technology. You understand what I'm saying now? So that is what crypto is all about. Ask me about the platforms. I don't know. And I don't want to comment on that. You may go there, lose the money, say that we got this from him. You're talking about Binance and all that. Okay, go and invest. We are in Kenya. And Kenya, anybody can come out with his own thing and then sell to people. If people were able to, somebody was able to sell quail eggs very expensively and the people bought. Hey, you want me to recommend a platform for cryptocurrency? I will not do that. You have 500,000 and want to start a business. What do you consider? Yet you think it is not enough. Munasikia hiyo swali? Munaelewa hiyo swali? Sasa swali ni je, mtu amekuwa hapa. Niulize tu kwa upole, unajua si kwa ubaya. Akona 500,000. He is asking what to do. And again, he's feeling that what he wants to do is not enough. So now how do we help you? How do we help you? Surely even me, I'm stuck because I went through steps of idea generation. Sinilifanya. Simuliandika. Idea generation process. Go and check the idea generation process. Start with understanding the problem of the market. Number 2, understand the product. Number 3, understand the customer. Number 4, understand the logistics. Then number 5, I said we combine the influence and the way you are to market your product. Did I say something like that? Yes. Sasa, unless you people are telling me enyewe hamjanielewa. Hamjanielewa ukweli. Could there be anybody with a question online? You know, sometimes you can look at those who are writing until you forget online. There are those who are also talking about online. Kunai? Akona. Aya, kuna mtu ambaye akona swali hapa ama nimejibu yake hapo, lakini hajaridhika sana, anataka kuongeza. Mtu mmoja ama wawili? Yes, kuna mmoja hapa. Kuna mwingine? Okay, sawa. So you can give her the microphone and then we finish with her. Kama kuna mwingine? Oh, sorry. Kama kuna mwingine? We can only allow 2 because I was supposed to finish at 1 and it is 1:05. Proceed.
Okay, my question is about emergency funds. Is it part of the savings that you have put aside?
Yes. You can save for emergency, and even if you don't save for the emergency, whatever you save is what will save you during emergency. So, when you are doing this emergency, I would suggest that, because I told you keep the money in a place that it is not easily accessible. So, put majority of the money in a place that is not easily accessible, but leave a small portion in a place that you can easily access. Partly to help you also sharpen your discipline, so that you can be able to see the money and you're not able to eat lunch with it. You are able to see the money is there and you are walking on foot because you feel you want to exercise. You are seeing the money and your aunt is calling and you're saying that I don't have money. Nitakuangalilia hiyo pesa kesho. You test and withstand the temptations of expenditure. So it is okay when you classify your emergency finances in a different location from your savings, but all of them will be able to save you during the time of emergency. Tuko sawa? May God bless you.
I know my brother, the first time I called him and he came last year, he had warned me that he can speak and speak and speak. I think I believed him last time and I believe him again today. How many are blessed? Amen. I know you're hungry and in that matter there is something at the back. So what I'm going to request now is we could rise up, say a prayer, and I'll invite my elder Clive. Final remarks, even as you pray for us.
Good afternoon. Have you learned something? See something that you can organize again? It comes and again takes you through. So we want to thank you, brother, for coming. We really appreciate. And we want to thank you members for finding time to come. You know, it's not always good that we from this side we are asking you to give money and we don't show you how to get that money. I believe what you learned today will be able to help us to manage our finances well, even to make more. So I want now to pray so that we can take something. Let's pray. Our dear Father, we want to thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you, Lord, for what we have learned today. And God, for giving us this opportunity to be able to learn something. Yeah, servants, Lord. God, I help us to be able to apply it in our lives and even to be able to change the fortune of our family.
Wanafurahia waliotengwa wahisi wagusishwa, waliosononeshwa na maumivu. Kanisa la Mungu ndiwe kituo chao patulivu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Walobarikiwa waja kwa shukrani, kusimulia matendo yake ya ajabu. Wakusanyiko kubwa la watakatifu, na wewe sasa hebu tafakari alokutendea. Mazuri yale unajivunia, chimbuko lao ni neema tosha. Utoshelevu wetu watoka kwake Mungu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Kuna mama hapa alifiwa, hajapona moyoni mwake. Mzee yule mkongwe amekuja, kama Hezekia mnemeshe. Mtoto yule mchanga ameachwa na wazazi wake, hajui ataanzia wapi. Kwako kuna mianzo iliyo bora. Kijana yule aliyepanga ndoa ikasambaratika, amefika na machungu wote kama vile Ayubu, licha ya madhila wa kuamini. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu. Tuje na familia, wakubwa kwa wadogo, tutenge muda kumwabudu mtetezi wetu.